So, hi. We're really happy to have you here at GAL for an interview. GAL is an organization that's here for people of marginalized genders who play TFT. And we're just really into the competition in general. So, we're really happy to have you here. I'd like to welcome you, of course, and also ask you if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit, who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been playing TFT.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here today. Also, thanks for all the work that you do in the community and stuff. I think it's great to have different groups and people for the community to get everyone involved. Yeah, I'm Ripple Overdrive or Ripple. I played TFT since like set one.
Mhm.
I got more into it, I guess, in set two. I was like playing it a lot. Before that, I played like other competitive games like League or Valorant. I played competitive Smash for a long time, so like I was like TO for tournaments and played that a lot. And yeah, I think I really got into TFT because first of all, because like most people who played League of Legends a long time ago like got into TFT because it was pretty natural.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I played in my first tournament in like set three, but
It's been
tournaments
it's
weren't
been
really
like four
organized back
years,
then.
I think, since one of your first bigger tournaments at least. Do you play TFT full time now? Do you do something else on the side? Just a little bit of an idea of what, your life looks like, I guess.
Yeah. Currently I am playing TFT full time. I've kind of been on and off playing it full time and working as a software engineer.
Yeah.
Um, I was like first doing full time TFT back in Set 8, which was kind of around COVID, and then my company did like a
Right.
bunch of layoffs. So that was like a fun taste of like full time esports. But then for like the next few sets, like 9, 10, 11, I kind of went back to work. And I was trying to compete at the same time, and it's really hard to do because TFT takes a lot of time to like study and practice and compete and
Mm.
stuff. Um, yeah, and then like a year ago, I decided to try to go full time again just to see how it goes.
Give
I'm
it a
still young,
shot.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's been a lot of fun. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope it's a lot of fun because that's a big like time commitment for sure. More recently with TFT Academy, I do see you're wearing the hoodie as well.
yeah,
So,
it's a really
but
comfy
I
hoodie.
did. It is good, but I do want to ask, like, how's it been with them? Because I know that they've been involved in a lot of things about TFT, but more specifically, representing them at the Paris Open and just seeing how's it been, since you've been with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think so for a really long time, I wanted to be like, since I was young, I wanted to be like a pro gamer, and I think
Yeah,
at the Paris Open, kind of being able to get to the final lobby, play on the final stage, and also have like a sponsor behind me was kind of achieved those dreams that I had, and I'm really
yeah,
happy that I got to do that with TNT Academy. Um, I was supposed to be representing them for that day, and I guess I will. I mean, I'll still be wearing their clothes for the rest of the set and stuff. And I think they do have more plans to do more stuff with like a pro team. That's still like in the works with them.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a really cool brand. I mean, I use their material, and I like
yeah.
Rodan and Dish Soap a lot. So
I do want to ask, how was the experience of A, being at the Paris Open? I know it's a lot of travel, a lot of
yeah,
commitment. And also, placing in that final lobby if you had like a lot of support coming with you from other players, friends,
yeah.
family, anything.
I think the Paris Open is really like a dream come true for me. I think so. In my like, it was kind of coming to the end of like my 1 year of doing full time TFT. I hadn't really gotten like any great results I was like super happy about, and I think I was also going into the Paris Open just like to have fun, play as well as I can. The format was really brutal, I'd say, in terms of
Yeah.
how hard it is to get through each round. So I didn't have that high expectations, but actually this time my family actually came out to watch and support me. So like my mom and my sister came out. I was
Oh,
really
that's really
appreciative of
nice.
that. And
Yeah.
also, at the opens, you get to finally see all your friends and stuff from TFT. So they were there to support me, and I was really happy I was able to make it all to the finals. I think it was like one of the happiest moments of my life, probably. And I felt really emotional because I feel like I had been working for something like that for a really long time. Like you said, like I've been competing for like 3 years. Or just
Yeah. I mean, I guess it must be like, that culmination of all hard work actually coming to fruition, right? And I'm sure there was a lot of preparation coming into big tournaments like that, or just competing in the pro circuit in general. I'd like to know a little bit more about, how you prepare, what your preferred methods of study are. I know it's a big subject in TFT. Some people like to study by themselves, some people have study groups. What's your choice of study?
Yeah, I mean, this one's something that's been course changing over time. But I do have a study group. I talk to like Agent Iverson, Lala, Arfna, Philip, Puzzle Skills, those guys a lot. At the Paris Open or like in Paris, like we pretty much got in there like a few days early, and we pretty much like just wake up every day, eat together, talk about TFT, play a bunch of games, go eat, talk about TFT some more. And then like while we're out at home, it's like kind of similar. Everyone's just kind of playing games and talking.
Yeah.
And studying wise, like I think I'm on the lower end of like how many games I play. I spend a lot of time just watching streams, spectating games and the clients, try to talk to people about ideas, and then try them out in my own games. So there's like tons of information out there. And
yes,
I've actually started like coaching recently, and I tell my students like, a lot of TFT is just a time investment into studying and learning, and then because you can't really go into the game and then figure out what to do if you just don't have like that knowledge behind it.
Yeah. It is, at the end of the day, it's like a super complex game. Having those different methods of study, I'm sure, are really helpful. Some people don't necessarily, have 15 pros in their immediate entourage. So what would you say to your average player? Like if I came up to you and I said, hey, how do I get better at TFT? How do I reach GM? How do I reach Challenger? How do I develop that skill?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think something that I've learned like while coaching people and talking to people is that a lot of people, of course, love playing TFT. It's super fun. It's really easy to just play a bunch of games and then you kind of pass, and then your LP goes up and down. I think to get better, you have to really focus time on really intentionally improving how you make decisions in the game. Everything, there's like hundreds and thousands of decisions you make every game, from like augments to units you buy and sell, and rolling and leveling and positioning and all that. And those are all like skills that you have to just work on over time. I think it's really hard to do in the vacuum. You can't just it's good to watch your games and review them and think about what you could have done better. But it's definitely good to address like outside resources, like watching videos, watching other people get coached, just things to learn about the general concepts, fundamentals about TFT. I think it's hard to see improvement immediately just because there's the game's so complex and there's so many things to work on. But I think if you are constantly working on improving those things, then LP will come, and the game will become. I think it will feel a lot richer the more you learn about all the different things that you can actually.
That's very fair. How do you feel about the patch, and how do you feel about having to play 2 days after the patch comes out?
I mean, I think the patch is generally good in a good direction for the game. They took out some things that were kind of obnoxious last patch, like the DX and the Diana and stuff. Those waters probably still a little too strong. I think it's kind of dominating some games right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice, and also emblems. I think it's nice that they're trying to make emblems better, because emblems were kind of not very exciting, and they should be an exciting part of the game. But that might be a little too strong right now. But with that, I think competing a day after the patch is I didn't really have much time. I tried to prepare as much as I could in the one day. Didn't sleep very much. Was kind of just spamming games. But it's kind of hard because you really don't have time to try everything, and you don't even know what you're supposed to try. So I think coming into the tournament, everyone it's kind of interesting. Everyone kind of probably had a different read on what's good and what they should play, and it's really hard to know what's even right, because there's not even that much data out there. So
right, you have a little less to base yourself on, kind of.
Yeah. I prefer to not do that again. Probably. I would probably have more time to practice. I feel like I was learning a lot about the patch while playing, which is nice that I was learning, but not so nice that I was in the tournament.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. Was there anything surprising that you saw in your games that you weren't prepared for, or anything that kind of happened and you were like, "What?" Just.
I think. I mean, I didn't do very well on day one, but I think I just kind of like prep and could play better, of course, but it's okay.
It
Learned a lot.
happens.
Yeah, it happens. I think more tournaments you play, there's definitely gonna be a lot of tournaments you lose. But I don't know what I found surprising. I think like everyone had an idea of what comps would probably be played, but it's kind of weird of like which ones would be the best comps. I think like seeing things like Void or Dinorah might have been a little more surprising if I expected Demacia and Bilgewater to be the best. I do still think Bilgewater is the best, but yeah, it's kind of and there's also like I think I found actually like Invokers and Volibear to be like do better than I expected.
Yeah,
the
You saw
block
a lot of
opener
them.
with Sign is quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know like Michael was in my game and he won playing that, and Michael was doing well the whole day. So
That's fair. That's super fair. I think everyone was kind of, as a spectator at least, you know, going into the tournament. There's definitely a lot of things that came off on top, aka Bilgewater, in pretty much all the games.
yeah.
Do you have any pick'ems? Do you have anybody, any of the players, you know, that have advanced to day 2 that you think we should keep an eye on?
Well, I'll be rooting for my friends, Wage and Iverson,
Of
and Boss
course.
skills. I think I like Michael a lot as a player. I mean, I also talked to him in TFT, and I think he plays really cool in that he's like pretty flexible on all the different lines he likes to play. So definitely watch out for him. I think Camby is a very solid player too, and
Yeah, wonderful. Great. I have one last question that we always ask whenever we interview people in our own tournaments, but it's really important. It's, what is your favorite little legend? Because we've noticed you're playing the Sauna Sprite, and I don't know if there's a buff for playing sprites in tournaments because I see a lot of them, or if that's just your go-to in general.
yeah, I think I've always been kind of a sprite player. I used to just play the default river sprite a lot because like
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to be like identified for like my gameplay, not necessarily my sprite. But I do love all the sprites, and
Yeah.
I think I picked it because like one day I asked like my partner what little legend I should use, and she said the Sonic sprite looked pretty cute, so I've mostly been using that one. Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's like not too flashy or anything. It's not too
Yeah.
distracting. So some of the little legends can be kind of distracting, especially the ones
Sometimes
that
you
do
see like
cutscenes.
the Morgana dancing in the corner, and you're just like, "What's happening? What am I looking at?" For
Also,
sure.
sometimes like they just start doing emotes like on their own.
Yes.
I don't even think the people are doing the emotes, and it just feels a little.
It's like
BS or something.
unprompted.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure. I hear you. Well, wonderful. That is the end of the questions that I have.
Yeah, thank you. It's really fun doing this interview. Really appreciate being on here, and also like, yeah, thank you for all the community work that you're doing.
Great, thank you. I do want to take this moment to give shout outs to a couple of people. Thank you for being here, and also thank you to Laura for organizing this. Thank you to Catherine for being in the back. Thank you to everyone at Gal who's doing a ton of work to keep this stream going and to get these videos out during tourneys. It's a lot of work. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to this tournament for January, Lunar Rush. We're super excited to be here. You'll notice that my mouth isn't moving. That's normal. My camera doesn't function, so I'm sorry about that. I'm Domino, and I'm here with Bisu.
Hello, hello. This is Bisu. Second time casting. Super excited to be here.
Hell yeah. We're excited to have you with us. As usual, I'm going to remind everybody a little bit about GAL and what GAL really is for us. It is, an organization that's trying to be here for people of marginalized gender who play TFT and video games in general. And we're super into, anything TFT related, competing. And so bringing these tourneys about is something that we just love to do. And of course, we have a lot of volunteers and people behind the scenes who are doing a lot of hard work to make this work. So thank you to them. For our tournament format today, we have 32 players coming in to play. We're going to be playing 4 games total. The first 3 games are going to be round robin. All of our points will be carrying over from game to game. And the top 8 at the end of game 3 will be advancing to the final game 4. Good luck. Have fun. Today we do have an extended prize pool thanks to several donors. So the person in first place will be walking away with $50, and in second place 30, third 10, and fourth 10 also. So thank you very much to everybody who donated to the prize pool. It's really nice to be able to have people walk away with prizes and a little bit of extra motivation in these tournaments. Other than that, I think we are slowly getting ready to start off the tournament. I do want to ask you, Bisu, is there anything that you'd like to see particularly in today's games? Any comps, any boards, any bounties out?
Yeah, personally, I would love to see a little bit less of ASOL. We know the dragon is super, super strong this patch, and I've personally seen it dominating my ranked lobbies and also my 4v4 games. So, a little bit more diversity in comps. I personally love playing some Void Kaisa, so I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that, and some Azir action, which I always love seeing. Some big Shurimans. What about you, Dom?
Hmm. Thinking about it. I think I'm down to see a lot of Shadow Isles. Like, we know that it's strong, but I'm not seeing like a ton of it because you do need to have the right opener for it, but I'd love to see a bit of that. And then of course, always I love seeing those vertical comps with, the 2-3 spats that you need to hit the prismatic, and I think that would be some cool stuff to see.
For sure, especially since starting last patch, all of the spats have been buffed. Some of them give just a lot of raw stats, so
Yes.
I'm excited to see potentially some players branching out, or something like Trait Tree, some flexible gameplay. I'm hoping to see some very diverse comps, exciting lobbies. Fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't know. Knowing our players and recognizing a lot of these names on the player list through the tournaments, I know that we have players that always come up with some really cool stuff. So I have no fear. I'm sure that we're gonna see some interesting stuff. I am super excited. It's the first tournament of the year. It's been a while. I know that we've been around casting other tournaments, but not our own. So I don't know. I'm happy that everything's kind of back into gear, I guess, for 2026.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of TFT, just lots of having fun and playing games in 2026, and excited to see what our players cook up today.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, let me think. Our lobbies are being preparated right now, so we should be heading into there soonish. But in the meantime, I do want to mention as a reminder that next week we will also be streaming the TCP tourney, and we will be seeing you for the Bilgewater Cup. It's going to be very excited. We have had a lot of fun at the Shurima Cup. It's 3 days of complete mayhem, and it's just super exciting getting to watch all of these very skilled players duke it out. Last time we were lucky enough to get an interview with Ripple Overdrive. We're hoping to be able, to give you guys some extra content like that when it comes to like the competitive circuit. And of course, our monthly tournaments will still be happening throughout the year. So you guys will be getting more news about that on Discord when we have precise dates. Yeah, so here you go. You get to see the thumbnail for our interview. It was super fun. Like, honestly, like, it was. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend you go see it on YouTube. We got a nice little, eye shot, a little window into what being a pro player looks like. So yeah.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of watching Ripple Overdrive play on stage at the Paris Open. Personally, it was one of the greatest esports events I've ever gone to. And just lots of community, lots of hype around something that's like an individual game. So it was just really nice to see the TFT community come together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so nice to, like, I don't know. TFT players are such a peculiar community because it's very studious compared to other competitive video games, right? Like a lot of people are out here just like spending hours just like looking at stats on comps and items and oh, but you know, that 10 extra AD, whatever, whatever. And it's a lot of strategizing that you don't get in many of the more popular competitive games. So I'm happy to see this game get so much more traction. And I think, you know, having those conversations with the pro players helps so much to like gain that, I don't know, that visibility, I guess.
Definitely. So much of the TFT community, I feel, is super passionate about that teaching aspect as well. There's TFT Academy from Froden and Desoap. There's Robin, who runs TFT Handbook, and just so many TFT coaches, like really trying to help people get better at the game, which I really, really appreciate about the community, and also personally helped me learn a lot. So, echoing the sentiment, super excited to see TFT popping up just everywhere.
I think we'll be able to take a look at our players over here while we wait on our lobbies. There's a lot of returning names here that I'm really happy to see. Is there anybody that you particularly have your eye out on? You know what I mean.
Yeah, for me, I am also spotting a couple of familiar names. Celeste Dragoness, I had the pleasure of casting with her in Gal's last tournament, and excited to see what she cooks up. Also noting Fiendfire, who's in another TFT community for semi-competitive like sub-regionals and events like that. So I'm excited to see them play some creative comps as well. What about you? Any names that stand out?
I think one of the major names for me that I always have an eye on whenever they play is Beseha, because they've just like continuously had an incredible performance in our tournaments. Like it's been really nice to watch them play some really high level TFT, you know. And then other than that, I am always happy to see Jub, because I love saying that name. I mean, it doesn't get much better than me just being able to say Jub, Jub. It's just, I don't know. There's a satisfaction with the name paired with the good TFT gameplay that I'm like, this is it.
Yeah, we love some spammable names.
The spammable names. Absolutely. I will say also, like, looking at this, you know, we have 32 players, and I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who signed up, because, like, we had so many people signing up. We had, you know, multiple people on the wait list for the longest time, and it's really nice to see that we're getting more and more people interested, you know, and that we are able to fill out these lobbies, and maybe one day the tournaments will be more players, you know, or anything at all. But it's great to see everybody coming together. So yeah,
definitely super excited to see the community grow, and especially since Guardian Angel League is such a safe space for people who want to try out TFT in a more competitive setting, but also it's not like a lobby full of challengers, and everyone's so supportive. So
absolutely. I think that, like, having this we have our lobbies. Wonderful. So we have 4 lobbies here looking really strong. We have a couple of I'm pretty sure, if I'm looking right, all of the people that we named have been split into different lobbies, or almost. So that's fun. We'll be able to track their points over a couple of games. Is there any predictions you'd like to make?
Any predictions in terms of the players, or how the tournament's going to pan out?
Any. Either or. Any, whatever you think will win, or whoever you think will win, or any...
Yes.
Any bets?
Any bets? I'm betting on at least 1 to 2 ASOL players per lobby.
Yeah, fair. It's the new Bilgewater.
It is the new Bilgewater or the new T-Hex. You know, there's
Oh
only
god, yeah.
that one comp that dominates lobbies. Um, but safe bet, I guess. Ooh,
And we're
and
in.
ooh, looks like we are tracking Baseha, who's the player that you had in mind.
Yes, lobby A, I believe. So we're in. We've got a little 3 cost start, so nothing too crazy with the portal. Although this is a great portal to potentially hit the Milio early and just play for a straight Ishtal game.
For sure. I know that Draven's Dart has been nerfed a little bit over the past couple of patches, but I feel like it's still a pretty strong one if coupled with a Scion, so that you get the early Noxus and potentially the +1 gold.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the Briar pair already there in the shop, it's definitely interesting.
It is an interesting opener. I wonder what the Ionia is this game. I see that Song Yuki has been dropped. Ooh, it is the gold Ionia, which
That's a
means
good.
that it is a really good Ionia. Potentially a couple of Ionia players, I'm predicting. And it looks like Yuki here is in an okay spot if they hit a couple of the upgrades because they have that early bow.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking over here, Hint is looking at some Demacia units, looking at some Zon as a backup potentially. We do have, 3 of each if we buy the Blitzcrank shop.
For sure. This is a really strong opener, I think. If they hit either a Sona 2 off the orb or just buying the Vi based on their items, looks like they're flexing in between the two pretty strong meta comps this patch.
Yeah, agreed.
Alright, going into
Let's
our augment
go.
choice. Ooh, no scout, no pivot might be a spicy choice here, given that they might lock into either direction. What are your
That's
thoughts on
true.
these?
I mean, me personally, I don't really like the Infinity Protection, but the No Scout, No Pivot and the Promise Protection are not bad. I know the Protector's Vow is a pretty strong tank item, especially when paired with things like Jarvan. I do love Hustler, though. This
Ooh,
is one of my favorites, but you have to play it to level and not so much to reroll. Yeah.
for sure. It looks like they took Epoch and rolled all of the, I guess, direction defining augments, and they're. Ooh, looks like they're rolling for Bard potentially with
Oh,
the Epoch
interesting.
rerolls.
I do think that unlocking Bard early enough, I mean, you make that gold back so easily, and it really is a unit that just lets you kind of get a lot of upgrades for free.
For sure. And they're going against Venny the Kid. It looks like they took the Ruined King. We're seeing some Shadow Isles action. I'm excited for
Yes,
that.
I'm here for it, 100%. I do love that board, and I think that it's severely underplayed.
Also, with the new Viego unlock condition, it is much easier to unlock that Viego and Yorick earlier on.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say between two people taking slamming, another person taking another XP augment, it seems to be a lot of fast 9 looking boards.
For sure.
Screaming Acel potentially.
A lot of ASO. Looks like Mudkip Enjoyer is potentially looking at the Kaisa with the early Void setup. They haven't bought any units off their Stars Are Born, so I'm expecting they might buy a Kog'Maw or a Cho'Gath if they pop up and shop early, but
Yeah,
looks like they still haven't decided.
getting there. I mean, this is still a pretty open-ended board. Like no items have been slammed. It's very. You can pivot away from this as soon as you need to, if necessary.
For sure. And it looks like they're playing against Baseha with a pretty strong early game opener with the Leona. This Sona unit is looking stronger and stronger as the patches go by, but looks like it's not enough to. Oh,
No, it's All those voidlings.
The voidlings and the early 4 void.
Yeah.
This-
Ooh, we're over here with the Shadow Isles. We've got the Yorick pair ongoing. Having the Ash is nice just for the Quick Striker, and at this point, I feel like early Shadow Isles is kind of just, save your money, try and put your Viego in a good spot, and just wait. Right? It's like you're banking for the mid game is where you're going to be really, really strong.
For sure. For this augment, I have personally never taken the Ruined King, but I'm curious to see how they play this one out. I've seen some people do the fast 8 with just the Viego 2 or the Viego reroll angle. What do you think Benny is going for here?
I'm not too sure. I mean, both are very valid, but Venny's 0 out of 10 level 4, so I believe they have not leveled. Which kind of speaks to me as potentially, either not necessarily rolling for Viego, but seeing if they can get a couple more copies to justify re-rolling it.
For sure. And we're going into stage 2 carousel.
It's a lot of interesting stuff here. I mean, the Vayne with a tear is pretty nice. The Loris with a cloak as well.
Yeah, it looks like Venny, who's our Shadow Isles player, took this sword for the potential BT on the Viego, or maybe building towards a later Callista.
Yeah, potentially. I do believe that, if I'm not mistaken, if you do choose to go for the reroll Viego angle, you don't usually itemize Callista so much. But then if you don't have all the Viego copies you need, then you play heavy Callista items. And then in both iterations, it would be a fully built Thresh once unlocked.
For sure, the Thresh is very strong. And here we are looking at V with too many E's. Looks like they're going for the Bilgewater setup. I haven't seen too much of Bilgewater since the nerf.
Yeah.
Have you played some of this patch? How are you feeling about Bilgewater, given 16.3?
It doesn't feel great, to be honest. It's been heavily nerfed because what they did was, on the previous patch, they forgot to put in the Bilge nerf that was supposed to happen. So not only did they put the nerf that was originally supposed to happen, but they also put a secondary nerf. So it's kind of been just like double nerfed, and it's felt.
I see.
I can understand playing Bilgewater early for like free upgrades theoretically or free stats and like a couple of round wins, but I think it falls off very, very quickly.
For sure. I think the Silver Serpent shop nerfs with the 2-cost units being more expensive and also the stats nerfs have been huge and kind of pushing back on the really good tempo, early game tempo that Bilgewater has. And here we're looking at a Void setup for Goonie Jelly with the very strong Cho'Gath 2 upgrade on stage 2. How are you feeling about this setup so far?
I like it, and seeing that we have slamming as well, with the new Kaisa unlock on level 7, I think this is a really good spot to be in to just kind of like win streak. I don't know if, we don't necessarily have Kaisa items as of right now. The red buff's not bad, obviously, but other than that, we'll have to see what Krugs gives us. But I think this is a really good spot for Goonie Jelly.
For sure. They're also holding on to the Mundo for the Juggernaut Zon Void setup that people usually play nowadays with Kaisa.
Yeah. Like, over here, 100 streak. I mean, yeah, RE2. 4 Ionia.
Super strong Ionia opener with the gold Ionia as well, so this player has a lot of potential to really snowball into that strong fast 9 setup with Yunara. It feels like Ionia is a little bit more playable than last patch, comparatively with the other comps. How are you
Yeah.
feeling about Ionia?
It feels pretty okay. I think Ionia is kind of consistently in a spot where like it's good, but it's not great. But it's I like to call it like a top four farmer. You know, like you can get your fourth or your
Definitely.
third playing your Yunara setup, but um, capping that board out can be a little bit difficult as to where it is right now. It's a great opener to have. And then past that, it's just like, can you transition over, with the Shyvana and with the Ornn and everything else you kind of need to make your board, basically just like a five cost, the Bill Gates boards that we used to have.
Yes. Oh, and it looks like Kint over here. I think this was the player that we're looking at 2-1. They did not end up going for the Bard, but do have a really strong 5 Demacia setup with the Kraken. We haven't been seeing as much Vayne reroll, I feel, compared to the AP setups. But it looks like their opener is strong enough to kind of sustain them throughout the mid game.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I can see Vayne, reroll kind of falling off with Kaisa being unlocked at level 7 now. Maybe it doesn't feel quite as worth it when you could just go for a Kaisa 2. But there's a lot of things to be done, and it's not a weak unit either, so to be determined.
For sure. Especially the Kaisa change this patch, I think, has been really prominent in that unit rising up through the ranks. Like the level 7 unlock with Kaisa, potentially in the Void setup, the Rift Herald and the Kaisa on 3-5 is extremely strong, as well as spiking your board with a Kaisa in the Demacia setup as well. Ooh, and it looks like we have a Rek'Sai reroller here. I have not seen much of that at all.
Nope. I mean, honestly, Rek'Sai, such a good unit. But falls off so quickly. But then again, I mean, with Stars Are Born and the Champion dupes, it's allowing you to potentially go 10 and play for Baron. With all the HP that you're going to be saving in Stage 3, Stage 4.
For sure, that Rek'Sai is going to be dominating Stage 3 with really good items as well. And let's see how our Shadow Isles player is doing. Looks like...
We do have the Gwen unlock, which is nice.
And it looks like they are going for, or committing to the Viego 3 with the BT and Edge of Night here.
Yeah. We're rolling not too deep, just a little. I think it's a good idea. I mean, honestly, the Shadow Isles buffs are good. You're uncontested, right? So there's not really a reason not to go for it. And with everybody playing for levels so fast, their boards are a little weak. It's a good moment to try and get that 3-star to take advantage of it for Stage 3, though I do think we might be a tiny bit behind on the curve.
For
and
sure.
the amount of copies that we have. It's a bit scary.
Yeah, they need to hit fast or else they're not going to be able to spike their board in Stage 4 with the Wardens and the Callista with the Vertical Shadow Isles.
Yeah, absolutely. Stage 2 Carousel's got some good stuff. I mean, Lux with a Tear is always a good pickup. Braum is just a unit that can be slotted anywhere, anytime. Especially since the Taric nerfs, he kind of just becomes the better tank to slot in when you have an extra spot.
Ooh, and the Braum remains on the carousel until the last pick.
Wow.
That is rare. A rare sighting.
It really is. Alright, looking over here. I mean, this is looking okay. I'm not sure where we're going with this. That's my question. We're not playing for Bilgewater. We've got the Bard here for units, which is fine, but it is what it is.
Yeah. We have May still 100 streaking at 3-5
Wow.
with 5 Ionia. I'm curious to see how much gold they've gotten from their Ionia, because it feels like they have been farming quite a bit.
I mean, we're level 750 gold with a 2-star board for the most part, right? So it's looking pretty good. If we can keep the win streak up, it's up to, if we can go through the entirety of stage 3 win streaking, then that's a huge advancement, I guess, and a huge security blanket.
For sure. And the extra stats that you're getting from that gold Ionia will make your stage 4 board relatively strong as well once you hit that Yunara.
Yeah, agreed. Looks like Hint is just playing the waiting game. I believe they have forward thinking, which honestly, when they clicked it, having already the 2-star Vayne and the 2-star Poppy, I think was a great choice. There's not much you're able to do with your money during stage 3 with a board like this. Like, you're waiting, you're pumping levels, that's it, so you might as well gain a bunch of extra money while you're waiting.
For sure. They are going to get a lot of gold, which will spike them pretty hard in stage 4. One caveat here, I think, is the Kaisa unlock will be a tiny bit late. But
True.
I'm curious to see how Hint will play this one out, since the Vayne 2 opener is pretty strong at this stage of the game.
I mean, maybe since we're late, that is a good reason to play for the Vayne reroll over the Kaisa in general,
Good point.
right? I mean, it is an option. It is a shame that we're kind of going win-loss here. Keeping a streak would be nice, whether it's a strong one or a weak one. But looking at May's spot here, it also looks pretty good and pretty identical to what we
Looks
just
like
saw. But they
they-
finally lost a round, which takes them off that 100 streak.
Yeah,
We almost made it.
they are in, like, oh my gosh, their econ is in such a good spot with the double econ opener plus the extra gold from the Ionia.
Yeah. I mean, being, level 8 on 4-1 is not the most usual thing to see, Like, this is pretty rare, and it's really good for them.
For
If
sure.
I'm in their
And-
spot here, I'm definitely just, level all the way to 8 and start waiting for your Yunaras.
Oh yeah, and it looks like their items have panned out pretty well as well with the Gwinsu, which will eventually go in the Yunara.
Yep. Yeah, so it's just a great holder for Yunara in general. I am curious to see why not make a gargoyles here. I think it's such a valuable item for Wukong down the line.
For sure.
But yeah, it definitely looks like the board looks weaker and weaker. We need to get to the Yunara and the Wukong ASAP.
Yes, for sure. Ooh, and we're looking at Baseha's spot over here with the Azir and the Diana.
Wow. That Azir is just holding for Aesol for sure.
Speaking of Aesol, we do have 4 Targon I'm peeping on the side.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, looking at Baseha's board, like, it's 2-star Azir.
Oh
for
my
fun.
goodness.
What?
2-star Azir on 4-2. That is humongous. And they hit the Taric, which means that they will unlock the Aesol next round.
On 7. Oh, okay. So we saw the Leonas. I was curious to see, because I'm seeing us roll on 7, and I'm like, are we rolling for Leona 3 with the new Diana upgrades? Because I feel like Targon's good, but once you reach those, end of stage 5, stage 6 kind of spots, you end up dropping most of those units, right? Like,
Definitely.
it's pretty much only Leona and Aesol that stay on the board. Even the Diana goes eventually.
Yeah, you end up capping the board out with the Shurima that Base already has a 2-star of.
Wow.
Speaking of, it looks like the Shadow Isles player that we were tracking in the early game has transitioned into what's looking like an Acel setup with the
No
Diana
way.
and the Zoe.
That's
Let
how do you go from Ruined King to Acel, man? That's a shocker, to be honest.
This is a really interesting spot. I would love to check out Benny's board after this one. Speaking of,
They also got the Acel out. They just sold all the Shadow Isles units.
oh my goodness, they are just sacking their gold augment. This is some exciting gameplay with the double dragon in the lobby.
Okay.
All right.
That's a shocker, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, Mudkip with the 2-star Kaisa. Looking good. I like this board a lot.
Yes, it looks like they did successfully tempo with the early Rek'Sai 3 and going into the Void Mirror matchup.
Yeah. Although I do think Mudkip's board surely takes the cake on this one. Although that's a 2-star Herald that doesn't seem to be taking damage.
That is a big purple meatball right there.
Oh
Oh,
my
and it
God.
looks like they are losing.
wow.
Oh
Was
my
close.
gosh. It was very close.
Let's see here. Tier Zillion looks really nice for these Acel players.
As well as the Tarek with the cloak, because there's so many AP lines.
Yeah. It's a lot of value in that magic resist. We're seeing Hint with 7 Demacia here. I'm curious to see, oh, there's the Galio.
Ooh.
Yep. I was gonna say, how close are we to the Galio unlock?
That
There we
is
are.
a big Demacia board. Oh, and we are again looking at Venny with the Acel with pretty good items. That looks scary if it
It
eventually
does,
scales
and
into
putting
late
the
game.
gargoyles on Diana, that's a Skarner unlock as well. Just for that extra tankiness, because the Targon board just needs to be filled with other good units, right? So, whatever you can get.
Just for the Acel to scale infinitely and potentially one-shot your entire board in stage 6 and beyond.
And beyond. It's rare that we get games go all the way to stage 7, but they're always really, really spicy when they do get there.
For sure. It looks like Basay has Azir 2 with the Acel is losing to the Demacia board. That is
Wow.
very surprising.
It is. I guess that we're lacking a little bit on the Acel stacks probably because it just got put in. But May looks really good here. I mean, we need a Yunara too, but other than that, having the set in and the Kindred, some 2-star frontline.
A very solid front line. I wonder what we are rolling for here. We see an Ornn pair, which is very spicy.
Yeah, the Ornn pair is nice. I don't know. I think this spot isn't amazing for Venny because we are level 8 with no money. We have Acel, but we don't have Acel 2. We don't have Diana 2. Zoe's a great unit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And the damage output, especially on this Demacia board, is just massive, right?
And the Garen is just invincible at this stage in the game.
Spin to win, right?
Spin to win. Demacia.
I am curious to see, you know, if Venny's gonna make it out and if Baseha's gonna make it out with these Acel boards. Because both of them are looking pretty low right now.
Venny
Oh,
on one
Blighting
life.
Jewel.
Blighting Jewel, that's very interesting. I wonder if we just put that on the Aesol instead of the Void Staff.
Yeah, I would think so too, right? I'd be curious to see also if we could hover the Aesol stacks on his ability. Yeah, we're at the very beginning, so at 60 stacks,
Yeah.
he's having a hard time.
He's a slow starter.
He's a slow starter. It's okay. You got this, bud.
It's okay. You got this.
Except we don't have any more removers.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so bad.
They hit an Ornn too on 8.
I mean, that's great.
And the
We got
Diana too.
Yep.
Oh, and it's an Aesol mirror matchup.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, let's
I mean,
see.
that is 0-2 surely put some work in, right?
Yeah, it looks like all the cosmic. Oh my goodness.
Oh, but
And
the
their board
Diana's
just-
up. That's not enough. Yep.
It is definitely not enough, and down goes the dragon.
That is going to be the end for Benny.
Ooh, it looks
That's
like
a Garen 3!
Oh my gosh, that's a Garen 3!
That's a Garen 3!
Oh my goodness, on 5-1, that is an insane high roll.
Incredible! Oh my god. Wow.
Oh my
okay.
goodness.
Sure, man.
Garen 3 on
level
8.
Roll down played out.
Oh my goodness, I was only paying attention to the Vayne 3, but that Garen is going to win the lobby unless the Aesol somehow summons a black hole.
That's true. That's the only way to get out of that. Mm-hmm. I think everybody at this point, you see that Garen 3 and you're playing for your HP, right? You're playing to just for your pure placements.
Yeah, gotta pray to Mortdog for the high rolls and the matchmaking.
Yeah. I like that we're seeing a Titans here on Yunara. It's such a good item for her. Mm-hmm. With her, you know, dealing both AP and AD damage. That item is just kind of nasty on a fast attacking unit.
For sure. Ooh, and it looks like we have the Kaisa mirror matchup yet again, with Mudkip taking the victory.
This board looks good though. I mean, we really desperately need that Kaisa 2-star. I'm surprised we didn't roll to stabilize on 8. But it's fine. Struggling to position our exiles here.
It's too many
Same,
beefy
same.
units. Yeah.
I think you can fit 4 in the top front line, I'm pretty sure. In theory. I think, yeah, we just need more upgrades here. 2-star Swain, 2-star Kaisa.
2-star Kaisa would be massive. Ooh, but
Yeah.
against the Aesol, let's see how they fare here.
I think it might be okay because the Aesol board is strong, but it's not tanky.
Ooh, but it's one-shotting everything except for the Rift Herald. Let's see if it's...
Aesol's got a cast, yeah. And the Azir is stacking with that Flicker Blade.
It's just not enough.
It just isn't. I mean, the 2-star Azir on level 7 that Beseha got is ridiculous.
That is some really like top 1% variance happening in this lobby with the Garen 3 and the Azir 2 on level 7. Ooh. Wow.
Picking up the Arcanist emblem, that's interesting. I wonder where that's going, because I feel like you're tempted to put that on Aesol, but is there a point to get rid of those items that look so good already?
Yeah, I'm inclined to say if they are going to put it on the Aesol, the Shojin is going to be gone.
Probably, yeah. I would agree. Personally, I think I'd just put it on, like, maybe the Azir or something.
And Mei is still sitting here with a Yunara 1, which is quite unfortunate given it's almost stage 6.
Yeah. I think maybe thanks to the fact that Mei saved so much HP early on, having seen the Garen 3, maybe we're considering like, hey, I'm gonna collect, every 4-cost copy I can and save my gold and play for my own 3-star. That's
That
the
is a
only other way
possibility.
out.
Ooh, that
yeah.
Yunara is putting in damage and
Yes!
takes down Goonie Jelly in the process. Oh, and it looks like Beseha with the Aesol is down as well.
Oh, and there's the Yanara too. Wonderful.
Amazing. That's a huge spike for this board.
So what's WinCon here? How do we beat the 3-star Garen? Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. With your own 3-star forecast potentially, but it looks like they are quite far off.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough one for sure. I think May is probably in the better spot for that. Just based off of money at the very least.
Money and HP is huge as a resource if you have someone who's just dominating the lobby like Hint is currently.
Yeah. For sure. And I mean, the Yanara is just so much work. Yep. 1v1.
1v1.
I mean, this Swain is out of the picture because they're both playing Swain. That's going to be so hard to hit. Hey, maybe you go for a 3-star or 5-cost,
Ooh, a 3-star
Just-
5-cost?
3-star set punches the whole board. Sounds fun.
I'm down for some punching action from the set.
Right? That sounds amazing, actually. I just want to see a big boom.
Yes. Big booms, big units.
Yeah, let's see this. I mean, at this point, yeah, right, you collect every 4-cost that you see and 4-star whatever you can, right?
Ooh, they do have 5 Wukongs.
Oh, that is true.
And 6
Okay.
Yunaras.
So the Belveth, yep. Okay. Doesn't look bad.
Okay, it looks like they're committing to the Yunara. Although this Garen, I feel like, is one of the strongest 3-star forecasts out there.
That's true, but at the same time, I feel like with the Titans, the Yanara actually has a chance of survival, right? And we have a fully itemized frontline. The problem is the amount of frickin' healing the Vayne is giving this Garen.
Oh yeah.
That Gunblade is... Look at his HP. Like, it's not going anywhere.
It is just invincible. Okay, the Kindred 2, although what we really want is the Yunara.
Yeah. And at this point, we're 2 lives, maybe 3 on a good loss. Hitting the Fiddlesticks 2-star as well. I mean...
Oh my goodness.
It's just so far ahead, Like, this is... You're chasing from, like, 3 miles behind. It's crazy.
With the triple econ, I have been seeing more and more 3-star forecasts. So,
Yeah.
Just jokingly, people have been referring to the meta as a 3-star forecast meta, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, God. I love that. Oof. Okay. Oh my god, someone in chat said this Garen is giving early League of Legends trauma flashbacks. Which is incredibly real.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, I don't see how May gets out of this. We've been rolling for the Yanara, it's not been coming.
Yeah, stuck
We
on
just need
6
to get really
Yunaras.
lucky, right?
Spray to more dog with the triple Yunara shot on 6-5.
Oh yeah. For sure. We've got hope. But that Garen's just looking way too big. Honestly.
Keep on hoping.
And that's a crazy high roll from Hint as well, because they got that Garen so early.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
With how
no,
many...
the Garen's on the Lunar?
No.
Why?
And the Yunar is just healing the Garen. It is not dying.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I don't see a way out of this one. That's just Yunara on carousel, double Yunara on shop, question mark. That's it. That's all I can think of.
No Yunara on carousel we're seeing, so we gotta hope for the triple Yunara shop.
Surely.
Surely.
At this point, if you don't hit it, you sell board for Kindred 3. No?
Yes.
Yes.
Surely we hit. Oh.
You have 15 seconds. I think it's too late.
Go May.
But I feel like honestly, that's your only out, right?
Mm-hmm. With the 3-star 5 cost.
Because a 3-star 4 cost can't win by itself.
For sure. And it looks like this is the end for May.
Oh my goodness.
And look at that Garen just... Oh!
That was a big hit for the set, though.
That was a pretty big set ult. Oh, but the Garen's just spinning and spinning. And it's just GG's.
Oh my god. That was huge. Okay.
That was some insane gameplays from our players.
Big congrats to Hint. That was incredible. I'm so glad we opened tourney lobby A with a 3-star forecast. That's like... That's top tier.
Amazing. Hint just dominating the lobby with triple econ and hitting the Garen 3 on 5-1 or 5-2.
Yeah, it's so early. My god.
My gosh. What a lobby.
That was incredible. We're gonna maybe try and take a look at Lobby B if it's still ongoing. In the meantime, we are seeing over here that Lobby B would have Celeste, a Dragoness, Lauren the Corgi, 12 Fiend Fire, Linky, Sky Blue Dream, Coco, Unicycled, and Orinaricity? That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
That is a tough one. I'd also like everyone to know that who is watching on Twitch and looking at Twitch chat that we have a wonderful tourney chat channel in our game, in our Discord. And posts, game 1, all of the messages are about Garen, someone saying, I'm holding every forecast from now on. This is great.
That is
complete
hilarious.
Sportsmanship, Absolutely amazing.
This is what a game to start off the tournament.
That was huge. That was incredible. I think there's gonna be more in store for us as well. Plenty more. We're catching the end of Lobby B here. We're seeing some Vayne reroll yet again. No Garen 3 though, not yet.
No Garen 3, but it is a Vayne 3 and a Galio pair.
It is. Looking here, that is a Baron.
That is a Baron.
That's big. I like this just 1-star Yasuo that's just chilling with
with the Void and Arcanist pad. He's part of the team.
he's here for the ride. It's like that one guy that's with like his big brother and all of his friends going somewhere and he totally shouldn't be there. That's Yasuo right now.
For sure. Wow. And the Bel'Veth pumping out big damage here from Lauren.
Yes, especially with the RFC. That's absolutely massive.
I personally feel that Bel'Veth is one of the underrated champions that people are playing in last patch and this patch as well. She is just incredibly strong with even one artifact like Darken Bow or RFC. And all of the void mutations feel pretty good on her as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many options. I will say that, like, personally, the Spitter Spikes one, so good. With the amount of damage that the Kaisa pumps out, it feels like you're getting a lot of extra value and damage out of it.
It is incredible.
What just... Interesting. Okay. There's a lot about this fight that I'm concerned about, but this unicycled board is dead. You know? I think Linky's got something strong going on.
Ooh, we weren't able to catch exactly what they were playing, but looks like they went out with a really strong fast 9 board.
It looked like some kind of 5-cost Noxus flex. Looked really good. With the way I wasn't expecting it to just like take out the Demacia board with nothing dying, you know? That was huge. We get to take a look at our standings here. So, Hint, Mistoke, Linky, and Hypochondriac took first places for the first round. That's exciting. Got our points carrying over. So just as a reminder, every round we'll get points. The points will continue to total all the way up to the end of the tournament, and on the last game, the top 8 will play. But in the meantime, before our second game, we will be heading on a short break. That'll be about 5 minutes. So we will see you very soon. And welcome back. So, I hope everybody is ready for game 2. It's, I hope, going to have as much spice going on as game 1, because that was absolutely amazing. We are going to be getting into our next game very soon. We'll be seeing Lobby D this time, so if there's anybody you're hoping to take a look at in that lobby, it's a good time to be watching. And again, as always, good luck. And let's get into it.
Oh, the prismatic preludes start with the Galio.
Yes, that's always exciting. I'm curious to see if that's going to turn into a triple prismatic lobby, because those are always, you know, highest cap, highest gameplay.
Yeah. Any prismatic augments you like taking on 2-1, Dom?
I do love taking Going Long. I do love taking World Dream. And then... there is the, oh my goodness, I forget what it's called, but it's, Soul Awakening.
Ooh, we do love Soul Awakening.
That's good.
It's a pretty strong combat augment.
One thing that I don't see very often that I would definitely be curious to see would be the 10 Yordle.
Ooh, yes, Bandle Bounty.
Yes!
That's always so exciting to see the Yordle portal.
And they all become so big, and there's just so much going on the board at all times.
It kind of reminds me of back in set 8 or so when Portal was a thing. You know, the little portal summon things.
It was Rise. Portal Rise, I remember. That was a comp.
Yes.
Yep.
Looks like Song Yuki over here has the Scion, but on bench. I was wondering if they would go for the LeBlanc unlock, but it seems like they decided not to.
Yeah, that's interesting, especially with the, like, tier Rod start. I would absolutely unlock LeBlanc immediately, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, we are immediately picking Trait Tree. I love it.
I mean, is that all that's surprising?
Not at all.
Yeah.
And we do have the Noxus, which puts them in a pretty good spot to go for a big Otacon if they want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much you can do here. Also, like, the long shot is kind of whatever, but having both the Ionia and the Noxus emblems lets you do a lot of funky stuff, right?
For sure. I wonder what the Ionia is this game.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Ooh,
XP.
it is. XP, pretty good.
We do take those. That's, I mean, being able to have Ionia and Noxus in on 2-1, extra XP, and then also, you know, a combat trait with the Otacon. There's just a really good snowball start, to be honest.
Yeah, super strong opener versus another Trait Tree taker. Looks like they had a Zon spat angling for the Echo potentially.
Ooh, Deadlier Blades over here. That's an interesting pick that I don't see very often.
Ooh, I love taking Deadlier Blades, especially if you're playing Kaisa. That Kaisa will one-shot half the board in one cast if it stacks enough.
That's fair. I haven't thought about that because it used to be, you know, the meta was AP Kaisa only. So that, since they buffed it, that makes a lot of sense. I'm excited to see how this goes then, because, I mean, Void games are just, Void boards are entertaining to look at.
For sure.
I do like seeing the Hodge here, just for sustainability. Later can go on a Baron or a Belveth.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a super strong late game. Although Lauren's board over here is just super strong with the Going Long, level 5 and just 2 upgrades.
So we have. I love the sound that Echo's ability makes. It's the
Yeah.
very clear clanging. It's kind of like a Heartsteel proc in a game of League. But this this combination of augments is interesting. Emblems.
Yeah, Demacia, Zon, and Slayer. I wonder what they are going for, especially since they're just holding units in so many different directions.
I mean, it has to be like a confusing start because none of these traits overlap at all,
Yeah.
right? There is no Slayers on, right?
Slayer,
Or Slayer
Zon?
Demacia.
I don't think so.
I don't believe so. So looking at these 3 emblems from World Tree, you kind of got to be thinking like, are you for real right now? You know, like there's no immediate bonus to this.
Yeah, I gotta be thinking more, Doug. Why would you do this to me?
Absolutely.
Right.
Bilgewater
yet
emblem over there. Interesting.
Is that 3 trade tree takers in 2-1?
Probably. It's so insta-click, you know, for so many
Yeah.
people. Let's see what
think
happens
it's-
after this carousel here, but I mean, I'm not surprised to see Lauren at 100 HP with the going long.
And level 6 as well.
Yeah.
She is just pushing those levels.
Over here, this is a lot of upgrades for Celeste, but
Yeah,
it's
a lot of...
it's a bit discombobulated, I guess. Like no active traits.
Yeah, I wonder what Celeste is going for, because it looks like Ionia slammed items,
Yeah,
but the unit's upgrades are Demacia.
agreed. You know what this reminds me of? This old augment that was, you know, don't field any traits, and all of your champions are like mega buffed. I don't remember what it's called, but it was my favorite for the longest time.
Yes, me
I
as
was
well.
so sad when they took it out. I was like, this is so much fun. Give it back.
Yeah, I guess unfortunately with the Targon traits and so many like unique traits active this set, it is a little bit harder, but that was one of my favorite augments that just disappeared.
Yeah. It's one of those, as well as, you know, imagine an augment like Dedication here, you know. Dedication was just field 4 unique units of a trait and gain an emblem for that trait. And it's currently in the set revival.
I see.
And it's
I was wondering why I haven't seen it.
Old augment. I'm glad they put it in the set revival at least, but I'm thinking, you know, with all of the buffs that they gave to emblems, having it in, you know, the current set would be insane. And it's just a gold augment.
For sure. With how strong emblems are, that would be insane. I believe we're looking at our 3rd trait tree taker with the Bilgewater and Noxus. This would have been such a strong start last patch, but
Oh my god,
this
yes.
patch just a little bit less.
Ooh, Living Forge over here is always a good one too.
Living
I've
Forge
seen,
with the... Ooh, go ahead.
Oh, is that Living Forge? Or am I...
It looks
Yes.
like it is Living
Okay.
Forge. They're holding a Zoe, which could signal to me that they're holding for an
Considering
Asol
Asol?
in stage 4
Yeah?
plus. But it also could be a Demacia setup, considering Lich Bane is pretty strong on the AP Demacia board.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this is just a nice spot where you can really just go both ways depending on what you get. I'm curious to see what the other reforge items will be. You know, I've seen people get some incredible, you know, like triple darken weapons, or like the Aegis of Dusk and Dawn doing some huge stuff.
For sure. Ooh, and Mudkip Enjoyer with the Seraphine and the Lysandra at level 6.
3-1, 2-4 costs. Yep, that's a prismatic lobby.
That is a prismatic lobby. Ooh,
For
3
sure.
4 costs with the Seraphine pair on bench.
Oh my god, you're right. Wow. Okay. Okay, level up.
Alright.
Let's see how this goes. And I'm glad to see that Mudkip isn't, like, being too stingy with their money either. Especially with something like level up and so many strong players. Like, you need to get as many wins as you can possibly muster, right? Even though this is Lauren and there's no getting through Lauren right now, but
Yeah, with the level 7, just that board just
Yeah.
steamrolling everyone.
yeah, I mean, the idea is just, you know, get to 8, get to 9 faster than everybody else, and then don't get dizzy, you know?
Don't get dizzy. Play for your top 4.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it is not a triple prismatic. I am a little bit sad about that, but
Me too. I do like this board idea, at least. I think this player might be leaning a bit more towards keeping the long shot and potentially reforging the Bilgewater and Noxus down the line to play for a Kaisa angle. Which I think is super reasonable, because like Bilgewater and Noxus don't really do anything for you in these games in general.
for sure. Looks like Celeste over here with a Draven setup with the Gwynsu.
Yep. This looks good, like especially just to kind of like try and get a little bit of wins when you're low on HP, and it's just a good way to pivot later on.
I wonder if they are going for the Fast 9 Draven board that was really popular a couple of patches ago.
Maybe, that's entirely possible.
Ooh, and we are looking at another Kaisa board. Looks like the Kog'Maw and the Gwynsu.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I think that is the air hex as well, just for that extra... Yeah, extra attack speed, and the... Oh my god, I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. The attack
Oh
speed
no.
and the thunder is nice. It's all good.
But yeah, that Cho'Gath with the Radiant Warmogs, basically unkillable in stage 3.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. That's going to be... I mean, when that gets put on a... And again, I'm sorry. When that gets put on a Herald, it's going to be, as you said, a very big purple meatball.
Exactly. We love big purple meatballs.
Oh yeah. Now it's just gotta rain purple meatballs, you know?
Oh yeah, please. Instead of snow, please give us the purple meatballs.
Oh yeah, so much snow. To anybody who's getting snowed in like we are, good luck. That is the 3-3 Herald on lock. Oh my god, I can't stop with the hiccups. I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Maybe we need another 3-star Garen to kind of scare the hiccups out of you.
You're so right. What do you think? You know, I will say, V with too many E's, the slow walk dragon,
Oh yeah.
kind of creepy.
It is just asserting dominance over everyone on the carousel.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, we're going back to Mudkip Enjoyer. Looks like they've secured another forecast off the carousel. And on a roll. I wonder what they are going for with this setup, considering their items are pretty flexible with the TG and the Spark.
Yeah, I mean, this. Oh my god. The spark does speak to a very, like, AP flex angle. But other than that, you can pretty much go in any direction.
Yeah, I actually wonder if this is the new Lysandra Seraphine board that I've been seeing more and more.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, that's... I feel like that's pretty likely.
Ooh, and I wonder what Matt Green is playing. They were with the early Zon emblem and trait tree.
Oh, yeah, very true. I mean, this kind of looks like the early stages of Echo Reroll, but it's way too late to get into that now.
Yeah, with the
Right.
Archangels, they are cooking with this board. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes.
Me too. I think this is a hard spot to get out of. But, you know, I believe. But it is... It's a tough one. I think that it's not a combination of emblems that you want. And honestly, if I am Matt Green right now and I hit a Reforger, I'm taking all three of them and reforging them.
Yeah, for sure. This is a very tough spot. And considering their gold situation, I wonder if they actually rolled a 3-2 for an Echo upgrade but didn't hit.
That's very possible.
Alright, we're taking a look at Celeste's board with a Draven 2 now, who can potentially print a lot of gold.
Yep, very true. I mean, this board looks fine, but it's not particularly strong, and I think Celeste really just needs some direction as to where to take this, and this upward mobility augment. I think you're supposed to save your rolls.
Yeah, looks like
You know-
Celeste used all of her rolls on level 7, trying to maybe find that Draven upgrade.
Yeah, which is fair. You do want that Draven upgrade, but I think it's just down the line. It's just unfortunate for the late game.
Yeah, super tough spot to be in for sure.
Agreed. I think we have a very big disparity right now between people who have like a clear, strong board direction and you know, another section of players that it seems like it's a very uncertain kind of gray area.
Yeah, and Lauren's still streaking.
That's
And level
incredible.
8. That is such a strong start for Lauren.
Yeah, although I feel like if there's a board that's gonna beat Lauren, this one might have a chance. But then again, that Draven damage is just incredible. Oh, but
Yeah.
see?
Oh,
Yeah, there it goes. That's the
and
end
the
of the win.
Kaisa.
Caster Curse.
Caster Curse.
We made it happen.
Oh, we did it, we did it.
My fault. Sorry, Lauren. Our bad. Ooh, golden egg.
Golden egg.
Come on. Ah,
Oh.
I was so ready.
I'm always down for some egg, but I wonder what they will take
some
here with the
good egg.
Demacia.
I mean, then again, this is Slinky, so HP is not too high. Taking egg is risky. I think the
For sure.
Radiant TG is a good idea, generally. I'd like to hover that Ornn item, potentially, that just got placed on Zoe. Eternal Pact. Highest health allied champion. If they die, gain 10 mana regen and 40% ability power. So this is very much, you know, oh no, my Garen died. Let me pump out a bunch of damage immediately.
Yes. Although with the Demacia board, I feel like the Garen, like your win con is that the Garen never dies. So I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how this board will fare against some of the stronger boards.
I agree with you. And also, like, we have little to no upgrades apart from a Jarvan 2 question mark? So it looks kind of rough. Like, I don't think that this board is going to be keeping up with the absolutely insane shenanigans that are going on different boards currently.
Yeah, because... Ooh, and going back to Celeste, looking for the...
Oh,
Oh,
what was that?
I'm... Oh, it is Celeste took invested and is looking for the Draven 3, GP3, Nautilus 3, which is the
Yeah.
classic Bilgewater reroll. I have not seen this build in so long.
It's right. But if I'm Celeste here, I have to roll deep. Like, I know you're invested, but oof, you know?
Yeah.
That's your 21 HP. Like, after this carousel, you're donkey rolling, you know?
Yeah, Celeste against Lauren with the... Looks like the Embessa Kindred augment with Embessa 2 and the attack speed items on the Kindred.
Yes. I do love seeing that augment. It's a really interesting one. And I mean, the Draven's putting in work here, but it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, the Kindred is just way too strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Looks like a double Lissandra matchup over here
yeah.
with Linky and Mudkip.
He moved over those those Ornn items over to the Lissandra over the Zoe, which is, I think, a pretty good upgrade.
For sure. Again, we see the really big... Is that a dragon?
Yeah, it is. Look at the wings. It
Oh,
looks like it's the elder little dragon, little legend. It's something. I'll tell you
it
that.
is something. All right, again, looking at Celeste
Let's see
rolling
this
deep
roll
here.
down. I think we dropped the Wardens here now, or like the Lorises, I mean. Or not.
Oh,
My bad. Oh,
We're
surely
going for
we
it
should
all.
have picked up that Senna. Okay. Yeah.
we're so close.
Oh no, we're so close.
Okay, that looks like a GP3
Yep.
and
Okay.
a Loris 3. Huge upgrades here.
Okay. I mean, yeah, and a third item on the Draven, that's gonna help a ton.
For sure. This against the big purple meatball with Indomitable Will and the long shot Belveth.
Yeah, that's super interesting, right? It looks good for Celeste.
It is looking good.
Very nice.
Ooh,
We did
and
get our
yet
giant
another-
purple meatball.
Yes, with the
the
radiant
radiant-
Ormogs.
Yep. Getting to level 8 over here, we're going to be able to roll for 2-star Kaisa. I think
That Kaisa... Go ahead.
I think we're arguably, like, with all that HP, level 850 gold, we could consider going 10 for Baron.
For sure. They are pretty, healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, interesting. Matt just put double Archangels on the Swain. I love that. We are cooking something.
Yes, we are cooking things. If he lives?
Oh.
Well, he lives, but like long enough to cast, not enough to see the result.
Ooh, and it looks like the void, the long shot Belveth is a really strong combination.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Oh. Oh, we are cooking something.
Interesting. This is creative. I love it.
We built both the archangels and we reforged them.
Are we going for... Is this a very late Seraphine Singed board?
I think it might be.
They already have the Singed on their bench, so... we'll have to see the 5-1 rolled out potentially, if they are going for that.
Yeah, I think here you just need to commit to dropping the Demacia units. Like, I mean, I guess if you hit the Lux too, I guess. But even then, I do think that Seraphine is just a stronger unit.
For sure.
Than Lux, so to be determined. Azir's not bad either to, really lean into that disruptor.
Ooh, and
Yeah,
it looks
good
like they
hold.
do take the Azir.
Yes. Now we need to quickly itemize.
If I were Matt, I would be so sad to not have seen Bronze for Life.
Yeah,
'Cause that is
that's
so
so
many
true.
trades.
Oh my god, yeah, the Kindred is just mowing through everything.
Yeah. Looks like Lauren is level 9 with 79 HP. That is some insane tempo.
Wow. It really is. I mean, it looks so good. I don't know what the plan is here for all these contesting Kaisa players. But I believe in them. They'll make it work. Seeing the Herald 2-star is good. And feeling secure. Celeste is holding on. Hitting those 3 stars. We did hit the Draven finally, which made a huge difference.
And that's going to
2-star
print out
Seraphine.
so much gold if they're able to
That's true.
have kill off everything.
Try to rebuild that invested
Oh, yes.
for free rerolls on 9, maybe. Oh, yeah.
Oh, looks like... Oh, this is a pretty close fight.
That's a really close fight.
Oh, their Draven
Oh,
clutches
that-
it!
The Draven clutches it and prints so much gold. That's gonna be the end for Linky. And for V.
Oh.
Taking a look over here. More Kaisa, Indomitable Will. Ah, yes, the long shot Belveth.
The long shot Belveth with the Kraken's QSS. That is basically ultra gigabits Belveth,
Yeah.
except we just need a mod on her. Just
That's
gotta
true.
get that exploited.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do like that we're holding an extra Kaisa here just to stop other people from upgrading. Like, as much as if you're someone else playing Kaisa, you're mad about it, this is playing for the win, you know?
For sure. And against Matt Green, who is still holding on from that insanely tough early game spot.
The Lux is putting in tons of work. We'll see if it's enough. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, that is so much damage.
Yeah, it is gonna be enough. Wow, okay.
Wow.
Okay, Matt Green.
All right. The one life comeback.
Yes. We believe.
We believe. Right, Celeste going for the even shroud. A little extra sunder doesn't hurt.
Yeah, especially with that Draven. A Freljord emblem going. That's interesting. This little loaf cat. Sushi loaf cat.
I love the doe cats. They are so adorable.
They really are. Song looking for some upgrades here. Much needed. Much needed
Ooh.
Belveth too.
That is
Very
a
nice.
huge upgrade. And they're still rolling, hopefully for the final upgrade, which is going to be the Swain, I believe.
Yes.
And they hit. All right.
The only thing we're missing here is going to be the Baron. Sells 2 Kaisas, gets 2 Kaisas.
More dog gift, more dog takes. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
More Kaisa on Kaisa.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so much void. But I think the long shot Belveth is, I think everybody's staring at the Kaisa going like, that's a strong Kaisa, but the Belveth has to be pumping up so much with the long shot emblem, honestly. Having that range and just being a little bit more safe.
For sure. Matt and Celeste still holding on at 1 life.
Okay, huge. I mean, this Lex is really big. This board is scary. We have the Zerath out.
Alright, we have the Azir, Zereth, some Shurima action. I'd love to see it.
I do love Shurima. During the Shurima Cup, I kept saying, like, I want to see 4 Shurima. I want to see 4 Shurima, please. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because we can't go for the 4 losses here. But maybe we'll get 3 Shurima. Move some items over. Because I do believe that Zerath got a significant buff, right?
Yeah, I do believe so. And Zereth's charms do scale really well into the late game.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's very much an underused unit. Like, if you're hitting an early Azir, like that, unlocking that Zerath early enough that it doesn't, eat up too much of your HP can be a real game changer. Double Zillion shop here on the Invoker board.
I wonder if they take it actually, because it looks like they don't have any slots for a Zillion.
That's true. I mean, how do you play it? I guess you play it when you go 10, but...
Yeah. We'll see how much gold they get from this dragon. An insanely close lobby here. 4 people basically at 1 life.
I mean, that is money, but... yeah, I guess it is hard to hold. And you want to keep money to be buying those charms every round.
For sure.
Going 10 here. I'm not sure what it is we're slotting in. I mean, the Ornn is an option, but it's not like we're getting a bunch of items out of him either.
Yeah, it looks like the Fiddlesticks is going in for that extra utility, which I don't think is a bad choice at all. And we're going against the Long Shot Belveth. It's looking like that Swain is not dying at all with the extra HP from the Freylord.
The Freylord emblem is doing a lot, I think, for the Swain. And just durability.
Yeah, Matt is still holding on.
Oh my goodness. Celeste is on a huge win streak as well. They really came back with it.
What an insane board that Matt has right now. I have never seen anything like this. They're rolling for the does not hit the Shyvana too.
Guess, but
yeah.
This is gonna be a close fight, I think.
Yeah, this is gonna be. Ooh, but the
Luxalt is perfect. So, like, it's really it's hitting. Yep.
The Belveth is almost dead. Oh. And it looks like the Lux is just taking down everything. Wow, what a fight.
Ooh, 3 HP in a dream for a song?
Oh, and it looks like Lauren has gone down.
Wow, okay. This has been, how the turntables.
How the turntables.
How the turntables.
Oh.
For real. That's impressive. I mean, Celeste has made it to level 9, which is amazing.
This is looking like... It's like when the Bilgewater board just scales infinitely.
Yeah.
It has, you know, all the stats, all the upgrades. It's looking insanely strong. Oh, but the Singed made the Draven walk up. Let's see if that changes anything from this fight.
Yeah, that little targeting thing really makes a difference. Frontline's melting.
Oh, and the Swain is just not dying.
That's it for Celeste. Alright, last fight.
Right, last fight between Void and it looks like the Lysandra, the Fairlord board is faring pretty well.
I'm really curious to see how this last fight is gonna go.
Song over here with all the upgrades except for the Zig, so I guess that's the only thing that they're rolling for.
Yeah, there's not a ton you can do here to upgrade your board realistically. Having the Zigs in is nice and all, but like doesn't have real items. It's not really doing anything necessarily. Apart from, you know, the extra stat block from long shot.
Yeah, there's just so many things on each of these boards.
Wow. Yeah. This is something for sure. I mean, it's all gonna be up to like how long the Herald can live, really. Oh my god, Belfast.
And the Herald just pulls in the carry and goes.
That's a win!
That is a win.
Let's go. Congrats to Songyuki and very big long shot Belvet. That was incredible.
That was insane, and all of the extra HP coming from the last 4-2 augment sweet treats made that board virtually unkillable.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a good board. Insane plays.
Yeah. I think all of it was... I don't know. I mean, obviously we didn't get those, you know, 3-star forecasts and whatnot, but we got some really interesting boards. I think having, you know, so many trait tree clickers makes for some really interesting gameplay. And seeing people who, you know, who have these boards on level 7 that you're like, what in the world are you gonna do with this? And just top 4 and make their way up, and it just works, you know?
For sure. The trait tree was just what a treat to look at. Like I can't stop thinking about Matt's board with the Zon Demacia, and they somehow just pulled out an insane board that win streaked all the way through stage 5. Like, that is just some super high level, super exciting gameplay.
Yeah, that's incredible. Looking at our standings a little bit here, they are updating currently, but to give you a little bit of a look, look at Miss Toke. We didn't get to see her at all during the first 2 games. I'm sure we'll get to see her later on. But that's 2 first places in a row. And Hint and Hypochondriac also placing very high in their subsequent games.
Yeah, what a performance from all these players, honestly. Even if you didn't end up placing well, like, these lobbies are just super tough. Everyone is playing so well with so many, like, different comps. Honestly, very, very, very exciting tournament so far.
Yes, absolutely. I have had a blast so far in watching the games, and I will be, of course, watching the next ones as well. But for the 2 of us, that is the end of our casting today. So thank you very much for having us. You will have Cora and Lyra coming right after the break to take a hold of the games. So we will see you very soon in a future tournament, and we'll be heading to a very short break. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, hi. Welcome back, everyone, to Guardian Angel League. My name is Leah, and I'm here with Cora.
Hello. It's great to be here with everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. The first two games were really exciting to watch. We're kind of watching on the side here. Do you have any comments about what we saw?
Yeah, I think these first two games have been really exciting. I came into this tournament expecting to see a lot of ASOL. We saw some of the two players try and go it in the first lobby and it not go too well. And then I don't think we saw any ASOL happen in game two. We had the crazy board from Matt. Like, that's what I love about TFT. Seeing these boards you don't expect, having your, like, just new comps come out or just new expectations, just throw them all away. And in a tournament of this small, of like 4 games, anything can happen. So it's always really exciting.
Yeah, and speaking of 4 games, so, I mean, we're coming on as new caster pair going into game 3, and we're going to be going down to our final lobby after this. On the screen here, you can see our 4 lobbies. I believe we're going to be going with lobby D, which has our top 3 players in the standings at the moment, but there are a lot of interesting matches that are going to be going on because we're going to be cutting down to the final 8 players. So there's a lot on the line in game 3.
Yeah, and as a reminder, we had a generous donation to increase our prize pool. So these players are playing for in first place. We have $50 the winner's going home for. So we have a lot on the line here. And like I said, going to lobby D, we have our 3 top players. So every point can matter. This is like practice for that final lobby for them.
It basically is. And yeah, thank you so much to our sponsors, of course. Having the prize pool be increased is a big deal, of course, for all of our players here. So I believe first place takes $50. Yes, so first place is 50, second is 30, third is 10, and fourth is also 10. So top 4 is always a win, as we know in TFT.
Top 4 is like everything strive for, but sometimes, even on the ladder, you're like, but, I want to play for that first. I want my 40 LP here. I want my $50. I'm not just going to settle for that. So some of these players that are in position for that, maybe going to risk it all for that increase there.
Yeah, I mean, so this third game we're going to be watching, as I was saying before, it does have our top 3 players in it. Has Mistook, Hint, and Hypochondriac. And so all 3 of these players are definitely going to be contending for that first place prize. I mean, they are basically tied in points. Mistook with 1 point more at 16, and Hint and Hypochondriac at 15. But it's still anyone's game. If you're in that top, probably like 16 or so, you could still try to make it into the final 8, right?
Yeah, going down to the top 8. So anyone that's 9 points right now truly has a shot. Diamsky in 19th probably also has if they go, or my bad, that's Audrey Wonderland with 8 points. Even they have like a chance if they pull out a first. So it's such, having just 3 games to go through, it's always a tight fight. It'll probably come down to tiebreakers. So like the people you're looking for, which is Songgyuk and Dayun, who had went 8th in their first game, but following up with a first is huge because tiebreakers come down to getting that first place a lot of the time. So, and then just to be able to bounce back from an 8th and come back and turn it around gives you so much momentum and confidence going into that third game that may be able to pull it out and make it into our final lobby.
And that's the fun thing about TFT. Like, you go from one game to another, and sure, you can go bot 4, but then you go top 4, and then it fixes everything, right? So just have to go first, right?
Yeah, TFT is full of momentum swings, both mentally, in-game, just everything. So it's always entertaining.
Speaking of playstyle, what kind of player are you? And this is a question for chat as well while we're waiting for our game 3 to start. Would you guys consider yourselves like 1st or 8th players? Or are you going for more consistent playstyle? Do you always play like one comp? Like when you queue up for a TFT game, like what's your strategy? What are you trying to do?
I know for me, it changes just based on my mood. There's some days where I'm like, nope, 1st or 8th, that's all that matters. I don't care any other spot. I'm going to do I'll take every risky move to go. And then other times it's like, I just want to be consistent. I'll just take some few ticks here, gain some LP here, gain a little LP there, just slowly move up. So it's like for me, it's fully mood dependent, and then that changes completely based on tournaments too. I know for GA, I personally love going first or eighth in every one because I feel like from history in our GA tournaments, the top players are always the ones that have like first, second, first. There's like these very high scoring. Like you really have to be playing for those, and I never feel confident coming into a GA tournament where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play for my top four. I'll get a fourth, third, maybe throw in a first, and like just consistent placement. I feel like you really, really want to play for those first and seconds if you're trying to win it all here.
Tournaments are just really a completely different ball field, especially if you know your fellow players in the tournament and like what they're going to be angling for, and you might want to like target them a little bit. It's interesting to see these things come up in like, for example, I've been a official TFT co-streamer for the past couple of sets. I'm currently taking a break this set from that, but because of school, but it's been really interesting watching the players and how they nail down each other's strategies. And like, if someone's close to being in check, they're like, okay, we have to grief this guy so that we can get first, So it's very entertaining every time seeing how the dynamics change and how like the meta changes within a tournament. In fact, it's really interesting because it's like, oh, this strategy has been working. It's been taking top 4. Okay, so what do I need to play to beat that strategy? And yeah, it just keeps evolving and evolving.
Yeah, there's always the counter meta, especially like right now on ladder. Like you always expect an ASOL player, so you have to play for like, you want to be strong early. Can I, like if I'm not playing the ASOL, can I build up enough HP to win enough that like once it comes down to the ASOL where they're beating everyone, do I have enough HP where it's like, cool, I get a second while they kill everyone else off for me, I'll just bleed out. So, or it's like, do you actually have something that can like beat these capped comps? So it's like always interesting to see how players play around that. Do they give in, play the ASOL what's meta, or do they play what's going to directly beat this?
Yeah, speaking of ASOL, I haven't had a chance to play that comp yet. You're gonna have to walk me through that comp because the only thing I know is that ASOL is AP, and every time I've seen someone try to play ASOL like in previous patches, it's just fallen so flat. So the fact that it's an S tier comp right now is kind of mind blowing.
Yeah. So for this patch, for those that don't know, the reason ASOL is so strong, ASOL got changes in how he stacks. Previously, this entire set before this patch, he stacked based off just how many units he hit. Didn't matter if it did 1 tick of damage, if it did 1,000 damage, no matter, every unit hitting 1 tick. Now it's based off damage, so you don't have to build the Rage Blade Shojin, or double Shojin. It's pure, let me just build pure damage. I can get overkill damage from hitting a unit. I killed a unit at 2,000 damage, even though it had 1, way more stacks. So it's a lot more just like, you can build these like JG death caps and actually like stack it up and not have to worry about it. And that's part of what makes him so strong now.
And also, I feel like Tarek is kind of a tank that some players were sleeping on. I'm not necessarily talking about players in this tournament, but just, I know my personal friends were like, oh, Tarek's like an okay unit, but you can play like a 5 cost instead. But I've always thought that Tarek was like a really good tank. Like one of the best tanks in the set. And now, he shines in that comp, right? Because it's Sargon.
Yeah, Tarek's definitely like one of the better tanks, but he doesn't have his both good and bad. He doesn't like have any other traits. So he's like great when you find him. He gives a lot of value to your team, giving you like passive MR. But he's not going to be like a Garen that's getting, Garen gives me, a ton of resistances through the trait, through Defender, through Demacia. So he just gets an extra, couple hundred resistances. So he's just going to be purely better. Tarek doesn't gain that. So right when you find Tarek, he's better. But as it scales on, he starts to fall off a bit. And is more valuable in his aura bonus.
Speaking of Demacia, so we just got into our first game here, and I saw Solemn hit Jarvan 2 immediately. I don't know if you know the joke about Jarvan being like potential man, but
I can't say I'm familiar with that one, but I know Jarvan has potential.
Exactly. Okay, so like the whole potential man archetype is that like, like that character in like that series you love that has the potential to do something great, but then it's like they're not doing anything. They're just kind of there, but it's like you have potential. They're potential man, and they just stay as potential man until they realize that potential. That's Jarvan on your bench until you hit Jarvan 2. You can sell them for
Yep.
Silas.
Agreed. Going into this game, starting here, we're starting out with a prismatic. I feel like we've seen quite a few prismatics today. We'll see if we get the
Ooh.
triple prismatic without prismatic party. Hint starting out with the comeback story here right away.
That's
I
an
think this
interesting
is one
pick.
of like the best augments that is kind of underrated.
Really?
You'll see a lot of like, especially depending on comp, like it could be a great ASOL one, you're sacking a bunch of fights early anyways, just be strong later. We saw from last game stuff like going long, level up, people are really strong early, and if you don't have one of those augments, you can just take comeback story yourself and be like, well, I was gonna lose a bunch of these fights early anyways because I didn't hit one of those augments, so let me just be stronger later when all of their like their augments have fallen off in value. So
Do we know
it's a
what
very
Ionia?
interesting style.
Yeah, do we know what Ionia is? Okay, bonus health, I see. Because we have 3 Ionia in here, so it would have been interesting to see comeback story and then also the gold one. Or the XP one even.
Or the XP one.
Yeah.
Anyone that's like, oh, I'll sack it early, gain value now for later. Looking over here, in Unicycle, getting a Noxus spat and having the Scion already early is huge. We may see a vertical Noxus there. I wonder if we'll end up getting any like prismatic traits. We haven't seen any yet.
Yeah. Prismatic traits are really fun. I feel like they have interesting conditions this set. I don't know if it's just me, because in a lot of previous sets it's like, oh, you get enough spats and you have it. But now it's like for Ionia you need an entire augment, same with 10 Yordle. So
Yeah, I kind of love the way their take on prismatic traits this set, in that you kind of have to hit level 10 unless you get like a Force of Nature or Tactician's Crown now. Unless you get one of those, like you have to be 10 to hit these. So in previous sets, like getting the dummy or like getting others, you would just see prismatic so easily at level 8, level 9, and now like no, you need the gold to go 10 if you're going to be able to hit this. Like you can't just hit it early. So it's like I love seeing that change. So they are a bit more rare, but like they feel more impactful and like you actually put in the effort to survive until level 10.
oh, a hedge fund here for Buppy. I was just looking at everyone's augments as we were cycling through, and I saw Prismatic Destiny into, I think it was Unexpectedness.
Yeah, I think so too, which is kind of crazy. Oh, I
Yeah,
take
it's
random
pretty
and I get
crazy.
even more random.
Exactly, and it's like double econ basically, because Prismatic Destiny already gives you gold, and then you get more gold on top of that. Normally,
Yeah, I feel like as
sometimes.
we looked around, we saw a lot of these. Like we see hedge fund here too. Like we saw
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
like these augments that are like looking to go late game. We didn't see like the last time where we saw the going long. We saw level up. Like there's still, we haven't seen all the players. There may be some of those still, but it feels like this lobby is going to be a lot slower in tempo to start off, and that they're all going to scale into like even bigger monsters in the end game. So it'll be interesting to see how these boards all cap out.
It is definitely interesting. I don't really. Is it possible to go through everyone's boards real quick? Tactician's Kitchen.
Yeah, and a buried treasure. That's another one where it's like
Yeah,
I'm gonna
buried
scale up through the
treasures.
stage, get all my items.
Oh, there's a spat.
So Spat is huge for like that Tactician's Kitchen if they're able to get it with their Noxus, especially because Tactician's Kitchen, if I'm not wrong, gives you Tactician's Crown at the
Yes.
end of it, right? So
yeah,
that's
it
one.
does.
As we talked with Prismatics, you like need level 10 unless you get the crown. Well, the augment just gave them both, the Noxus and the crown. So if you're able to get one more, you can hit it at level 9, and like it's actually a world you can play for this pretty easily from the start.
I'm gonna have to see again if that is the player that actually took that. So okay, so we have Prismatic Destiny to Flexible. It was, and it looks like we got a
Still more
Juggernaut
random.
spat. That's birthday present, I believe. Wait, we're playing Trent?
Yes. Birthday present Tryndamere is definitely kind of interesting. I don't know if that's what they'll be sticking with, because you kind of want a level for it.
There's
They did.
Oh,
they have
yeah,
double
yes,
Noxus.
yes, yes, they have
we
double
may
Noxus.
get
Oh my
we may get
gosh.
Prismatic Noxus this game at level 9.
Okay. Okay. hint of
And
comeback
Noxus, just in
story.
general, like having the Scion LeBlanc is such a great opener. Like they will save XP and they will do well. Like there's a very high chance you just get an Econ augment, for your second augment, and there's a very high chance it will hit.
Hypochondriac here with expected unexpectedness already has Seraphine. 2 Seraphines.
If 2 Seraphines.
Oh, and then, of course, the song with Trait Tree, so that has to be Rise. Gotta be a Rise game. Demacia, Zon, Arcanist. Curious.
Yeah, not the best of like that necessarily go together, but I feel like with this set, even when your emblems don't go together, it's not as big a deal as like other sets because of how the trait webs are. The trait webs are so like horizontal. You can see boards with 10 different traits active all at the same time. So it's like it may not be a standard board, but you can come up with some crazy stuff. Like we saw last game with Matt Green coming up with like a comp that like you would never see and able to do well if you're able to find that angle that these emblems that you just would not expect would go. So they're always really interesting.
Yeah, emblems are just insanely powerful this set. And so if you get a bunch of crazy emblems, you can probably make some kind of board work that is going to be outcapping what you normally would without those emblems, right? So
yeah, it depends. How many games have you played? Can you see the line to hit the angle of like this weird comp that you've not had? I think it shows a lot of skill, like potential. It can also show the opposite end where it's oh, well, I just got a vertical trait for free because I got, you know, like I got one vertical, I got a Noxus, I got a Demacia, I got one of these that has these big verticals, and then maybe I have a Reforger and I just randomly reforged another one into it. And it's like, okay, cool.
Or you hit Pandora's and then you just kind of sit there waiting for the gotcha.
You just play the waiting game.
Yeah, actually.
This is here interesting to see where Buffy goes, having the hedge fund, stacking up a bunch of gold. We have Void Staff Slam, so we know we're 100% going into an AP line. We have Demacia start. This could be going towards like that Demacia, seeing the Lux potentially.
This could definitely be
But I feel like there's so many AP lines that you can go anywhere. You hit a bunch of Leonas, you go, oh, maybe I'm playing Asol. There's just like Lysandra is really good. You could play around Invokers. Like there's so many options. I feel like now.
They just hit Nico too as well.
Opened up a lot.
Yeah, they got a Nico from the minions and kept it, sold everything else, and now they have Nico too, which should be pretty good going into 3-1. Nico's pretty good.
Seeing her on Grace's board, getting flexible feels bad when that second one's Ishtal, where it's like, how am I going to use this? I've missed my chance for it.
But
they have a Reforger. We see it here. They're about to slam it. Disruptor, much better. We're already playing Echo. Like, huge. That's what you want to see.
Wait, that's actually super good. Slamming the red buff, and then you have like 80 items as well, if you want, for Draven. What's going on, Echo? I see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they use it, because Echo has a lot of like value with like the Seraphine already, so that's your 2. So it's like, you try and tech in to go for that 4 disruptor that you hardly ever see because it doesn't give as much value. But if you have a spat for it, it's like, oh, I only have to tech 1 extra unit. Or do you just forgo the Seraphine, you just use it for value early to play for that disruptor, and then just later maybe you reforge it, maybe you get another one from Flexible, it's given for free, maybe you just use it for the extra value.
Do you even
like a lot of
reroll?
Options, from there.
Yeah, do you even reroll Echo at that point, or are you gonna be like going for like Azir if you have a disruptor spat? Also, walk the true path.
Kind of depends. Yeah, we get to see. Speaking of prismatics, we have another like potential here. I think that one's really really hard to go for unless you already have a bunch of Yasuos. Yeah. If you don't have a bunch of Yasuos, you instantly reroll it because you're not hitting 10. Because you need to hit Yasuo 3 and hit level 10, so it's like, it's such a far world. I've taken it once and hit it, but I had when that option came up at 3-2, I already had 6 Yasuos and a dupe on my bench. I was like, okay, cool, free Yasuo 3 and go 10? Yeah, easy. Outside that world, I'm never picking that.
Sejuani 2 here, that is so good. Also, I saw a giant and mighty click earlier over invested. I feel like Econ is just so good in this set, so I'm always surprised when people click combat over Econ.
Yeah, I think it's that fine line of like, is it too much Econ? Do I need combat stats? I think there's a lot of variation between the comps that it's like, it is kind of comp dependent. which is really cool. I know at the like beginning of the set, when there was a lot of like fast 9 boards, it's like econ. Let me just hit 9. Let me hit my Annie, my Silas, all my legendaries. But now that like the patch is not so much that, there's like there's options to go into like, do I need items? Do I need econ? Do I need combat? I think like I think this patch is also just, it's a few days old. It's not very explored yet. I think a lot changed with this patch where like some players get that edge where they're like, I found something that others haven't found yet that hasn't been explored. So it's like really interesting to see what comes up.
I think that's always fun with TFT sets because it's just like a constant like learning curve. Like even for the pro players, they're always finding something new. Like even we were talking earlier about tournaments. Like within a tournament, the meta can change because there's always something coming up as a counter to what is already popular. And I don't know. I have fun watching it. I have fun like listening to the players talk about like, okay, we're gonna try this strategy or we're gonna try this new thing, and oh, this actually works even though no one thought it worked before, and this works if you get this really specific condition, you know. So
yeah, and I think that's where like different players can shine. There's players that are great at like the theory crafting. I like to put myself in that bucket. And then there's other players that like wait for others to figure it out and then like truly optimize it. And that's not me. Like I'm more than happy to be like, hey, here's this cool line people aren't playing. Here's what it is. I know it's got a lot of potential. I know it's really good, but like there's like a few nuances might be missing a little bit here, like maybe on itemization or position, like something very slightly small that it's like other players can pick up on and be like, wait, if you just like adjust a small thing, now this comp is S tier. And that's where it's like, I think it's really interesting to see how there's like different player styles in that as patches go along.
I'm really
more
surprised.
spatulas.
Yeah, more spatulas and a pan as well. I'm really surprised Unicycle won that combat, by the way. It was so close for a second there, but yeah.
Yeah, especially when they rolled double even shot on their backline on their Thieves Gloves,
I
which is
saw
like,
that.
you see
I
that
saw
and you're
that.
like, oh, this is not what I
Yeah,
want.
no, that was like the opposite of what you want. Like Yunara with even shroud and a sword, like what are you gonna do? So
Yeah, and your LeBlanc, they both rolled the exact same thing. And you're like, what are the odds? What's happening here? And then you win anyways. You're like, oh, okay, never mind. I'll use the bad luck now when I win anyways.
I believe Unicycled is also the one that we're looking at potentially getting that prismatic Noxus, and so
Yes.
the fact that Unicycled is able to win streak at the moment is pretty huge. Actually, looking at the standings, Unicycled is currently 10 points and 15th. So this is one of those games where in game 3, right, if Unicycle can take a first, then that would basically enable her to like make it to the final lobby, potentially, right? Depending on how the other games go.
Yeah, it's always like, you only have control over your own board in your state, so you do everything you can, play for that first, play for that second, and then just hope the cards fall where they do in the other lobbies, that it gets you through sometimes. But it's like, you can't affect those other lobbies. You gotta just like ignore those, focus on your own, and then once the game's over, first thing I do, click on the other lobby, see how they're doing. But in game, you can't think about it.
No, yeah, you really can't think about it. You just kind of play your game. But oh, Unicycled actually taking a loss here, just as we were talking about her win streak. But
Still, good loss though, and then you're rewarded with an Imbessa in shop, so it's like, okay, you're closer and closer to that Noxus. I'm curious what their other augments were, because I'm surprised taking the Thieves Glove and not something like Econ to go for the level 9. But maybe they just valued, I'll take the Thieves Glove, I'll save HP this way, that'll help me get to 9 anyways. They were on streak, so it's like, oh, maybe this will help continue it, and to play for that. But there's like a lot of different options there to see what it, and they only, to be fair, they only need level 9. They don't need level 10. So it's like maybe you can forego that econ to get just some combat strength now to play for the HP. To hope to not have to tank into like an Acel or something.
I'm surprised that Unicycle didn't pick up the Lux in shop, by the way. Choosing to keep the Cog 2. I wonder, is there a long shot that fits on this board?
I think it doesn't make too much of a difference considering, I think it's fine to buy and hold and chop. I think Kog'Maw 2 might be a little bit better because it's not holding items. I don't think Lux without items does anything. Like Hogma
That's true,
2,
yeah.
like it'll give a little bit of resistances to like your other main carry. But I don't think it. I think the value is pretty similar.
It's true. If you don't have items, you need a lot of mana on Lux for her to be good. So that is
Yeah, and
definitely
without
true.
having the Demacia to buff up the mana cost or anything. I feel like every time we go to somebody's board, we're seeing a Lux and Chop.
I
Enough of the
was
Lux.
just thinking about that. Or a Sejuani too.
Also- This is a comp I want to bring up that I feel like is just getting discovered today. I checked during tourney; it just popped up on TFT Academy for those that were. I think Orianna has been one of the units that I was surprised has not been picked up sooner this patch. I think Orianna is crazy. She's really easy to unlock now. Interesting we don't grab the Zillion, but I think it also is kind of to pick. And we get a lot of gold here from our unexpected. But to go into Orianna here, her unit, she got one, she's easier to pick up. You don't have to actually play 3 other Piltovers. You can get it in stage 1. You just slam 2 items on her and you've got her. But 2, also her mana was buffed. She's dropped down to 50 mana. She can cast a lot. We see here Piltover augments the, I forget what it's called, the something oscillator that increases your heal and shields. Orianna gives big shields. It'll make your frontline live forever. Tuned oscillator. So your Sejuani in the front or your Loris in front, getting these other, like being able to just non-stop shield them, and Orianna can pop out a lot of damage. I feel like there's just so much value here that from a unit that has not been played at all this patch, that I think people will discover this comp is very, very good.
Yeah, I've been hearing some of my friends talking about, like, I want to learn how to reroll Ori. This is looking kind of interesting. So I guess we're going to see how that goes. Oh, golden egg! Egg! No, Dragon Guards.
I don't ever feel bad when people don't take it, but it's like, you always want to see it, but it's like,
you want to see
like,
it.
I don't know that I can. And crazy here, we got our triple prismatic, so we got it. Dragon Guards, great augment, like we just discussed. Potential man here, being able to throw them on the board, getting a free Shyvana, buffing that unit up. You can actually play for a Jarvan 3 on top of it, and Jarvan 3 is incredible. His AP scaling for giving your entire board 50% attack speed plus more if he gets any AP through like Arcanist, whatever. It's a crazy unit. So yeah.
Bobby here playing with Sandra has a Demacia spat, 7 Demacian. Oh, Ardia's Galleon locked, noticeably.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with 7 Demacia board with AP, and we're not playing Lux. We're actually playing with Sandra, which is, I think...
I was looking at that. Like,
maybe we just haven't seen the Lux, but this is like a great like holder right now. And we've got the Invoker through the Sona. Like, this is such a strong board. This Garen's not going to die anytime soon, has the Declaw and an AP heavy lobby, has a Radiant Spirit Visage. Like, this Garen will not die, I don't think, once this entire stage.
I mean, 7 Demacia Garen is definitely probably like the best tank in the game. Just so good. And it probably doesn't matter who your backline is too much, because if you have Invoker in, Lissandra's fine, right?
Yeah, Lissandra is like a great holder until like you can find that until you find that Lux. Like you're not really upset about that.
Is that Senna
especially
too?
when you've got a Garen 2 with crazy items. No, that's just Senna 1. But this turn they did get, this last turn was like a sack round. We unlocked our Volibear, we unlocked our set. So like we're gonna be a lot stronger here. This Wukong has so much HP through double Warmogs from the belt augment. I forget the name of it, but the 4 belts with more HP.
It's gonna be insane. Yeah. Belt Overflow and Giant Muddy.
Yes.
That's why I thought that Lucian Senna was 2-star, because
and the comeback story.
And comeback
so,
story.
Like, they're getting more HP and damage from that, where it's like, this is one where it's like mentioned, okay, you sack like kind of your early game, and you'll be so strong late. Like, this is a Wukong 1. Just wait till it's Wukong 2, how much HP that thing will have. And that like that'll be a very hard unit to get through and kill for some of these other units. That like they may not kill a single unit on the board, and you do a lot of damage to players because they just all got stuck on one unit the entire time.
see, Carousel, Kindred, and Fiddle. I mean, Fiddle's alright, but how's Kindred after this patch? I know that she really wasn't played too much in the last patch.
I think she was played a lot before. I think Kindred. I think balance power wise is probably pretty similar, but it's like a way less frustrating unit. Previously to this patch, she would go in and just make your unit invulnerable, and you'd have these fights where she cast on a unit that's like at 1 HP, and you're like, oh, if it would have just killed it right before, then you could do damage to others, and you're like, oh, your team does no damage for 2 seconds. Something like this Tryndamere would struggle into it, because you don't gain lifesteal off hitting the invulnerable unit when they're at 1 HP. So sometimes like, okay, my Tryndamere died because it couldn't sustain through it. So like, very frustrating unit to fight against. So they changed this pass. Well, now she just gives them a shield. So it's like, okay, they may not take any damage during that fight, but like other units have a chance to lifesteal through it, or if they're a big cast, do a bunch of damage, like, okay, I can still kill something. I don't feel like my entire board was just shut down completely for 2 seconds and just frustrating to watch. So I think great change for the unit. Power balance wise, I'm not 100% sure on where it lands yet. I think people are still figuring that out.
Yeah. Just a note here, but RA might actually be on 1 life, and this Ashe Trin board is looking like it's struggling a little bit, though. I think we're gonna take a win here. Trin not quite dying, and Lux not quite taking him out, so still in it for now, but yeah, that Tryndamere board, you don't have the best items you want on Tryndamere. At least I'm pretty sure I didn't see... Is it still Rageblade, QSS, and BT? Okay, so
as far as I know, the itemization is still the same.
Okay, okay, so it's good.
I haven't seen much Tryndamere this patch. I know he got, completely kneecapped last patch,
yeah,
and then
last
they buffed
patch.
him back up a bit this patch. I've seen him do well, but I feel like I only see him once every like 5 games. So you like have to really have the spot, and it's interesting they played it from this spot with Birthday Present, but it seems like it more or less worked out. We'll see what happens. I mean, I say that they're in 8th, but like they made it to level 8. They got the Birthday Presents.
Hey.
We're at our 10 Noxus.
Look what's on our screen right now. This is 10 Noxus. If anyone goes up against Unicycles, they are toast. I am so sorry.
Yeah. This is where you're just praying where you don't fight them. You hope that like Unicycled kills off the others.
Oh my gosh.
On the bright side for some of these other players that are at high, where you're like, if you fight it, so the way 10 Noxus work, you don't actually do a lot of damage to players. Because the Otacon also kills your own units. So when you do player damage, you're just doing stage damage. You're just doing like right now 8 damage. Compared to like other traits where it's like, I won with 10 units, I dealt 18 damage. No, you're just doing purely stage damage. So it's like a very slow kill to the entire lobby, but they will not be losing.
Just a note, but our Naricity actually knocked out in 8th. We didn't quite catch it, but unfortunate there. I guess the Ashe Trin board is probably not the top of the lobby. It wasn't against the 10 Noxus either.
Yeah, I do think reroll is hard in a triple prismatic. I think you're trying to look for more in like a Golden Gauntlet type lobby. Prismatic skin boards just cap so high that it's like really hard to play reroll sometimes. And I say that I'm glad that we got to see some of this board, this Orianna reroll, because I think this is one of like the new and upcoming comps. We'll see how it manages. You hope to not fight the Noxus player at all. But this is kind of like the capped version of it. We're seeing here Lysandra. We actually ended up using that disruptor spot very well. I think she's a great user of it too. Very strong board here. Similar to the Orianna, we just replaced Orianna with Lysandra more or less here. So it's like very interesting to see how some of these boards play out. But as we know, Noxus will take it all.
Yeah, Miss Toke, by the way, whose board we're watching, is one of our top 3 players, right? I believe she's actually first. So, definitely a contender to get into the final lobby. Probably guaranteed to get in the final lobby, to be honest. I don't know, if you take a bot 4 at this point, you still make it, right?
if you win 8th, probably you're like tiebreaker range. But we're already like guaranteed top 6 at the very least. So I think it's pretty much guaranteed to go through.
Yeah, in a
because who
pretty
was
good
it?
spot.
Mistoken first, and then Hint and Hypochondriac. So I feel like Hint, you're just trying to like see if you can manage a 5th here, to make sure you guarantee you go through. I think even with a 6, they probably would, but it's just gonna depend on how other lobbies come out. Like you're just praying not to hit Noxus.
This is such a curious board, by the way. So this is our trait tree board. Noticeably, we did not end up going for Rise. Song, you're on 1 HP. It's so scary. The Zon emblem we have to slam, but that
and they fight
Juggernaut.
Noxus. You're just like,
Yo,
oh,
no,
I
no,
picked
no, no, no,
everything.
no. Oh,
I'm-
no.
And then you're like, oh, Noxus player, matchmaking was not in your favor. And it's like, our board was so strong. Hitting the Dragon Guards, hitting the Shyvana too, hitting Lexu. Like, they've hit all these units, but not quite that. Like, they actually kind of close to getting through all the units in time. But the Otacon, you're not killing. You can't get through. So,
Yeah,
that's like,
guaranteed.
that is such a hard
bad.
7.
Yeah. I think it would have been good up against anything that wasn't the Noxus 10, right? Like, guaranteed Demacia 7, Juggernaut's bad.
That's like a top 2 comp right there. And to go 7
So, yeah.
really feels bad. But this is what happens when you get triple prismatic lobbies. Like, you are getting very, like, all of these boards that are going to be in the top 4 are going to be crazy strong, which means sometimes you're going bot 2 with a comp that like normally can win another lobby. And it's just always, those are the ones that are like tilting, feels bad. When you're playing on ladder, that happens to me. It's like, all right, I'm done with TFT for a bit. I'll take my break for today. I'm out, go walk around, grab a drink. And in tournaments, that's sometimes just really hard to come back from.
Hypochondriac here, by the way. This is the board that you've been really interested in, this Ori reroll. At basically 2 lives right now with it, and considering what we've seen in this lobby, I'm not sure if Hypochondriac is going to make it to top 4.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like, just everything is matchmaking here. We're seeing this is such a huge win because you also knock Hint down to 1 life.
Oh, yeah.
You put somebody else in range to die to Otacon that, like, you can beat out potentially. This entire lobby, we have 3 players now down to 1 life. I think Grace actually, if Grace fights the Noxus, they go down to 2 HP. So it's like they're 1 or 2 lives depending on who they fight. 1 life or 2 lives against Noxus, 1 against everyone else.
We actually 2 lives against Noxus? Does Grace not just get completely obliterated?
Noxus should just take you 10 life because like, the Otacon kills all of the units on your team too. So the units don't do damage.
True.
So it's purely stage damage. So it's interesting that it's like, you don't mind fighting Noxus because like it's a free round because you don't die to it, but you die to anyone else anyways. So you kind of like, I don't know, if I'm Grace here, I'm like, give me the Noxus player on 5-6 so I don't have to fight them for a few rounds. Because when we move into stage 6, 12 is now enough for stage damage that it will kill. So you're like, let me fight them now, get them out of my pool. I don't have to fight them for a few rounds. And like save you that extra. So it's like weird that you like kind of want to fight that prismatic that like 99 out of 100 times you do not.
This is bad for one of these players for sure. I really like what Grace did with that flexible, by the way, the Prismatic Destiny to flexible. This is such an interesting board. 7's on.
Yeah, 7's on 4 quick striker. Like, when have you seen that at all this set? It's very interesting to see this board played out. Unfortunately, they come up into like this unkillable Sejuani from the reroll Ori and struggles a bit into it, but really interesting board.
I believe that Hint is also going to go down here. 3 players eliminated right now, and we have Unicycled, Mistook, and Hypochondriac is our top 3 in this lobby, which I believe, I have to double check the standings, but everyone here should theoretically make it to the final lobby. Unicycled actually is in 21st place right now.
Yeah, Unicycled might be one of those where it's like, I expect them to go through, that they'll have enough. Because I think we're probably looking at 16, 17 points.
Mm-hmm.
We're assuming they'll win this lobby. I'll be surprised if they don't. But That puts them at 18 points, so they're probably through. If not, they'll be in tiebreaker, and with a win, they're almost guaranteed through on tiebreaker. So it's like, this also gives you so much like momentum going into that final lobby. You hit a 10 Noxus, you hit a big win, like you're feeling good, and you're like, all right, let's see what can we do for this one final game.
Mistook and Hypochondriac, both of these players, 16, 15 points respectively, and so they already have a top 3. This should be good for them getting into the final lobby as well, regardless of placement, if my math is right, my mental math.
Yeah, they're both definitely through, so it's like all of these, they're like kind of playing for points, but this is where like kind of mentioned in regards to ASOL, in this lobby it was more in regards to Otacon, but it's that whole, you want to play early game where you kind of just want to save HP. There's like always a very, very strong player, it feels like, in the lobby that's just gonna kill off everyone else. So it's like, if you can save HP in the early game, like this is where every fight matters. Some people seem to think like early game doesn't matter as much, but like to me, early game is the most important part, because like this is where like you can, all the interesting decisions are made, your lines, but also like, do I have the strong board? What individual units? Like every little nuance can matter, that every fight matters. Even just like killing an extra unit sometimes is enough HP to beat out somebody else. When you have these crazy boards that come through from prismatic lobbies or like an ASOL or 10 Noxus, like there's so much going on that it's like, I need to win everything that I can.
I mean, HP is a form of econ, right? So it's interesting when players greed a little bit too much on econ, and I am players, by the way. I am players. I will readily admit that I'm players, but if you sack your early game a little bit too much, then it kind of gets impossible to come back unless you literally have the strongest board in those later stages. Like, you have to be playing for the strongest board if you're going to be lose streaking that hard, right? So preserving HP as much as you can is so important. Very important.
I'm more than happy to be a lost streak player and just be like, yep, I will
save,
get it back later.
Same, but then what happens if you don't get it back? You just go 8th. It's fast 8th. Instead of fast 8.
Watching this fight, we see Hypo, like, this is where we see the strength of like this Ori Sejuani board, where it's like nothing is dying, nothing can get through that first unit. Unfortunately, they have to contend with this Noxus and they don't have the HP, so it's like as soon as they fight it, so it's like one of those where it's like, I have the second best board, but like I didn't have enough HP to actually get through to it to like win out the lobby. Here's a unicycle that I was trying to take a quick look if they're going for anything crazy, 3-star 5 cost anything. They're level 10, they have all this, but it looks like they're not that close to anything unless I'm missing something here. But sometimes you're just like, what can I get?
Yeah, doesn't Otacon get like stacks as the rounds go on too for like every champion they kill or something? There's
the augment, Bringer of Ruin, I think is what it's called.
That you need the
every
augment
kill
for
gives it HP. Yeah, but you need the augment.
Dang.
Otacon scales off of gaining star level from all the Noxus. So every time you star up a unit, it gets a little bit more stats. But when you're 4-star Otacon, you don't care. You just go in, you wait your 18 seconds, we see this circle fill up right at the 12-second mark, you instantly win the fight.
Oh my god.
Suck in everyone, do stage damage. Then Hypochondriac here fighting again against Mistoke. Like, high rolling matchmaking here to actually bring Mistoke down, that like they are both down to this, except I believe this next round they're probably both fighting the Noxus player. Hypochondriac's avoided it for a few turns, so if they both fight Noxus, they both take sage damage. This is where we're settings go here. So unless
who
like
actually takes third in that case? Like, would you have to be? You take the same damage even if you're against the ghost, right?
Yeah, they would both take 12 damage.
Yeah.
So they'd go down to 0 and -5. So it's like, okay, like this is where our standings go. Maybe one of them high rolls matchmaking and doesn't fight the Noxus here. I know Hypo for sure is doing it.
Yep.
Mistoke, unless they're fighting Hypo again.
Nope.
Nope, they're both fighting.
Yeah,
they're both fighting Noxus. They're both
so
taking 12 damage here.
It should be unicycled in first
happens.
then, with a Mistoke second, Hypo third, right?
Yeah, we should just see our standings just fall out here, just like this, our run. But this is crazy. We actually got our prismatic trait in this value. Not sure what happened here. This unit didn't die to Otacon. I'm not sure what's happening.
Tarek. Oh, I told you, Tarek is the
Okay,
best tank
it
in the
eventually
game.
died. That's one of those where it's like, unless there's like a bug or something that happens,
It's not a
it
bug.
should
It's
just fall
Tarek.
out.
Let's go, Tarek.
Thankfully, it didn't matter. Looked weird, but like, that'd be so frustrating to like not end up like changing standings based off a bug like that. But no, worked out. Crazy game. We see 10 Noxus very, very early actually. Just kind of steamroll the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, when you take Tactician's Kitchen, you have Noxus Spat, you pick up another Spat from the Carousel, and then you have Attack Crown because of Tactician's Kitchen, then you just have to go 9, right? Like you were saying, and it's just... That's all she wrote! So, we have our standings on the board here, of course. Mistoke in first, still 25 points. Hypochondriac, 22 points. And then we have some other players that we didn't get to see their lobbies as they were in a different game. But Catgirl, Faye, in third, Hint, as we saw in that game, in fourth. Coco in fifth, Matt Green in sixth, Unicycled making it in, by the way, with that first, and then Mudkip and Joyer. So that will be our final lobby, right? Going into game 4?
Yeah, unless there's any like point differentiation, we'll double check all the standings again, make sure all our math is correct. But like this is what we're expecting to see from our final 8. Crazy great by Unicycled to make it in, barely making it in there to be able to make it to that final lobby and go in. Mistoke coming out with like a larger lead, only had a 1 point. You make that buffer up to 3 points. 3 points is like a significant lead going into that last lobby where you're like, okay, your chances of going top 4 are very, very high. You just like, can't go 8th. And then so like you're kind of got everything to go for it. But we'll see coming up into our final lobby. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll get to see our final excitement, see who comes out on top.
Yes, see you soon. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Once again, my name is Leah, and I'm here with Cora, and we're going to be going into our final game here. We have a super stacked final lobby as well. A lot of these players we were just watching in Game 3 with the 10 Noxus, right? So I'm pretty excited. Just a reminder for our prizes. First place is going to be taking home 50 USD. We had a sponsor bring our prize pool up to 100 total. Second is going to be 30, and then third and fourth are both 10. So if you get top 4, you're walking away pretty happy, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely where like the outside Mistoke has a 3-point lead, but everyone else is super close and play for any of them, and like anyone can still win. So it's like every single. This is going to be a crazy close lobby in our final one going in. That like everyone can matter. Every little point can be every HP, every fight could be the difference in 10, 30, $50. So it's like there's a lot to play for, and just the pride of winning.
Yeah. Granted, the points do carry over, right? So we're going to be going to round 4, and there is a big difference in first place versus 8th place at the moment, and the number of points there are. So I do believe that our top 3 even have quite a few points already going into this final game, and are sitting pretty happily for looking at top 4, right? So I feel like it's going to be a massive fight from the last 5 at the bottom, that are about at like 19, 18 points, to see if they can take a high placement and get into that top 4.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of these players throughout broadcast today. Like we had 3 in our last lobby. We had Mistoke, Hypochondriac, and Unicycled taking out with the Noxus win last game. So it's kind of like you kind of have to reset going into this game. Like you can't just guarantee a Noxus going in every time for 10. Maybe you do, but like odds of that are, so it's like you kind of have to reset mentally how you play this game, what you're doing for points. We've seen some of the like hint in our first game with the Garen 3 at the end of stage 4, I think it was. So it's like a lot of these players have had some high roll games, and so it'll be interesting. Do we get another crazy high roll winning this lobby for our final game, or do we see like more standard? Do we get a golden gala, more basic, and see some of like these less super capped out comps?
It's really fun as the spectator, as the caster, to see these super high cap lobbies, but I know for the actual players, getting those lobbies can be a little bit stressful. Like, what do you mean prismatic party? What do you mean rise lobby? Hold on a second. So I mean, we're gonna have to see it. We're already going into this final game here, though. What is the encounter? There is none!
Yeah, no encounter for our final lobby. And this is where, like you kind of mentioned, as somebody who both plays and casts these tournaments, this is one, as a player, I'm like, yes, no encounter. We might not see anything crazy. Like, there's less of like, okay, I'm not, getting a Rise portal. I'm not getting a loot subscription of something crazy. Like, you kind of like lower your expectations of what these boards are, and you're like, okay, I can play my standard lines, I can play what I'm familiar with, I know what to expect, and just kind of like try and get like player skill to shine through. But like as a caster, as a spectator, you're like, no, give me the prismatic parties, give me a loot subscription, give me something crazy, give me the 10 Noxus. So it's like it's such a like dichotomy between the two of like what you actually want between the two. But I also love for a final lobby seeing a no encounter, just having like see what these players can actually come through after seeing so many high roll games.
I mean, when you get no encounter, it's definitely going to be a master class in skill, right? Like, we're going to be watching these players build something without anything super crazy coming in, unless it might not say prismatic party, but like if the game decides to give us some prismatic augments, or like spatulas on the carousel, I mean, that could still happen.
Yeah, just because there's no encounter doesn't mean there's not potential for a high roll. There's still always the 1% chance you get triple prismatic even without a counter. So it's like we say all this, but it's like it's not like guaranteed we're not getting high rolls. So it's like, but it kind of like it just like tempers your expectations a bit. But as a caster, you can still kind of hope for it. It's like, but what if we get prismatic? We'll find out real soon with our first like augment after this round what we end up getting. But anything can still happen. It's been a crazy day for the tournament already. Expectations out the window. Not seeing Acel win every lobby to start with, so it's like, what do we get?
Did we even see
first
Acel last
augment,
game? Oh, it's gold.
we get gold.
Ooh,
So
wait.
it's like, here we are, the more standard stuff. So it's like, what do we get? How's this game gonna play out?
I really like all these augments, actually. I feel like you take Heavy's the crown if you're playing Demacia, but it's gonna be Portable Forge. Ooh.
Ooh,
Wait,
Kappa
there's
Juice.
really-
I've
yeah, Kappa Juice.
yet to see this artifact. It's always one where it's like, there's so much potential. But it's like, do you really have the board to be able to stack it up and play it? But I've been wanting to play like a game with it just to like play it. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see what we get here. We got the Wit's End. I think great decision here. You're just looking to play Echo. I think like the other artifacts were not that great outside of like some crazy high roll scenario. And when you're coming into tournament, like you're not necessarily playing for it. We can slam the Titans. Like this is like already like the 2 best items we could get. You have also a cloak there. You could slam a BT as your 3rd item, and like you're chilling on this Echo. You immediately have it all. This will carry very far. You have Echo Pair. Like I really like this like recognition of seeing what we have, seeing those artifacts, and where like this can take it. We're curious to see if they stick to it and how far it goes.
I feel like Portable Forge and just artifacts in general can really like set your line up for the game, especially in stage 2. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to see if they actually end up rerolling Echo, but it could be very decisive there, you know, getting that Wit's End.
Yeah, I feel like that one's a great pull for it. Looking here on Coco, we have this Void Evolution.
Yeah, Evolve and Overcome. And you know,
we might see a Baron.
I wanted to say earlier, actually, during Minions, that Coco has Sword and Rod. You could easily make Gunblade and had Cog already. I'm like, oh, it's a Kite Angle. And it looks like we clicked Evolved and Overcome, so I guess I was right. We still here with Trade Sector.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see this next round, if we stay on their board, to see if on this next stage if they go for the Bard or not, to see if they're playing like for this Bruiser reroll or if they're going to play a different variation of what they go for. This Trade Sector is really interesting. You get 3 free rerolls for your Bard, so it only costs you 2 gold to actually roll for it and hit it. Free reroll is always great for it. Bard's kind of fallen a bit by the wayside though, as they've like nerfed some of his econ, but he's still like in the right scenarios very, very strong. So it's curious to see if they end up going for that or go for a different line.
I feel like Scion and Bruisers in general are just really fun to play. You know, it's like one of those 2 costs that stacks similar to like Tryndamere, but it's HP with Scion. And
yeah,
I was playing a lot of the Aphelios Bruisers comp last patch. It was really fun, even though it's usually just the top 4 comp. So
yeah, and we have Scion pair here already. We could burn these rerolls like for the Bard, like for Scion too.
Why not?
It doesn't look like they're rolling, that they're just chilling. There's a line that I've been playing. I'll let out some of the secret tech that I really love. This line of playing for Orianna and LeBlanc as like your 2 invokers here, and then playing Scion as like your main tank. The synergies roll out like super well. Scion can tank for like everything. You can hit all these units. The Orianna continuing to shield it, make it even tankier. And sometimes you can just like overcome the lobby. And with Trade Sector, like me personally, I'm going straight for that. But I think it's like something that like people don't know about yet. I'm curious to see if it gets picked up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the players can hear you right now to pick up your expert strategy. So we'll have to see if they end up doing that or what they end up doing with their spies. But it's definitely some interesting tech. I hope you guys in chat are taking notes.
That's where you're like listening. Go find my chat, my match history. I went at 400 LP yesterday, forcing this comp. So it's like it's there, it's potential. So tech is kind of there, but that's what I talked about before. Like new patches are always really interesting, especially when they make big changes, because there are players that like look for something that's like not picked up on yet, and stuff slowly comes out. We mentioned last game seeing the Orianna reroll with like the Frezlo coming through. I wouldn't be surprised if like the Ori LeBlanc duo carry also gets picked up at some point, as like some of these other comps like start to get figured out, as people realize, wait, this Orianna unit is really good. It's really easy to unlock. I don't have to hold all this gold to find all these Piltovers. You can just get it right immediately on stage 1. There's like so many like more options have opened up with how they changed some of these units and how their unlock system works now.
Oh, there
Matt
is,
taking the Echo here for Carousel, like huge, hitting this Echo
good.
too.
Jinx
They'll probably
for
streak throughout
Threezon.
this lobby.
This is a pretty
Yeah,
good spot.
Threezon here pretty early. I don't imagine this Echo dying. This Wit's End gives a lot of like sustain. It gives some resistance. It just gives literally everything Echo could want. So very strong unit. But yeah, we'll see how it ends up playing out.
Matt debating. Are we gonna put Leona in or are we gonna put Rumble 2 in? It looks like it's gonna be Rumble 2. And yeah, let's see if this Echo can do something now that we have Echo 2. We're up against a Hypochondriac here. There's a Titans on our Jhin. That has to be for Yunara, right? Do you still play Titans Yunara? Or are you back to the old build in this patch?
I think Titans is definitely the way to go, but it doesn't give you as much value early. Because it's harder, like we saw there, the fight's over before you can stack it up early. Yunara is like one of the few. I was talking with some people yesterday about this, about how Titans is one of those items where like its stat line, it's like everything you can want on a backline carry. The problem is, how are you getting it to 25 stacks? Because you're not taking the damage to stack it up faster than like a melee unit does. However, Yunara can cheat that system because she has so much attack speed that she can get it so fast. The AP's value gives her more attack speed to stack it even faster. It gives AD and everything that you want. Like, it gives the same AD as a Deathblade, essentially. But you also get the AP of a Death Cap. And you get the QSS tied to... And you get damage. Yeah, it gives you everything you could possibly want. But the problem is stacking it up there. So there's always very few units that can take advantage of that. And Yunara, people have figured out, is one of those units that can.
Yeah. Just to comment real quick on Mudkip's spot, by the way. So already 5 Demacia and 2/6, Vayne with the Gunblade and a bow, and you have Demacia's bat. This feels...
Defender spat.
Oh, it's Defender? Oh my gosh, she looks so similar. It is Defender, it's all blue.
They do look very similar. Definitely people got confused by
It's
it.
on the
I think Defender spat, yeah, we can look over on the left side. Yeah, those two spat, their icons
Wait, they
like
actually
almost
look the
identical.
same. Hold on. Okay. Oh, that was
and
so
I think
close.
it's one of those where it's like, it's also very similar in color. The Defender's like a gray and the Demacia is like a blue. So it's like really like very, very similar. We have 6 Jarvans here too. So it's like, do we end up selling one of these for our Silas, or are we playing for like a Jarvan 3? Considering we have Cooking Pot, giving it HP, you play for that Jarvan 3, I feel like. Huge value in the late game. It'll be really tanky.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Just why would you sell it if you have Cooking Pot, right? You're trying to be beefing someone up early. So definitely the way to go. Looks like we're going to be playing 7 Demacia. As for hints, I don't know, we just kind of have IE and tank items at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be another Yunara board.
Could be.
Did we see what Ionia is this game? If we did, I forgot.
Not
Path
yet.
of Spirits was last game.
Ooh,
Okay, this is the XP one.
XP.
So yeah, I think this is a great, like, looking for Yunara. You can move the IE over to her later. You have half a Rage Blade now. That tier can be yet another redemption. I think this augment is like one of the best augments. I feel like it heals so much, especially on something like when you get these massive tanks like a Wukong or a Garen. Scion reroll I think is by far the best user of it, but I think like it just gives so much value to these different units that are around you that it's just like these units become very, very difficult to kill even if they have anti-heal. Like it's kind of like the countering the anti-heal where it's like, okay, well now I'm just giving so much healing that it like just counteracts it and negates it.
I
so
feel
it's
like
very interesting augment.
I feel like we're gonna have to see what augment we get for hint, because there's still potential for Yasuo reroll. We have Yasuo 2, IE. It could be Yunara though. Like Yunara is like the more obvious line, right? But 3-2 is when you would get Ionia 10.
Yeah, it's definitely where you can wait and see what you get here. I think with the XP one, you're kind of hoping to like go for it.
Silver.
I think here too, like she needs 2 bows to make this Yunara still work, so that's like the only kind of caveat. So you're like, maybe I can get a bow from my augment here. Maybe you're looking for something else. What are your items actually to play for here? Or maybe you're just looking to like the fastest I can get to 8 or 9.
Misconnections, just picking it all up.
I think this is a great take here. I think the other options weren't that big. This gives you your Jin 2, gives you, what are the 13 cost, so it gives you 12 gold plus a Jin,
That's
if I'm
pretty
not
good.
mistaken. So it's like a lot of just a lot of gold right here really quick. We see the level 6, 50 gold. No need to roll. Our board's really strong. Every unit's upgraded except for this Nautilus. Just very, very strong board going in. That like, cool, I'll take my Ione XP and go for Yunara.
Yeah, this has to be Yunara's spot, right? This looks pretty good for hints. This should also be... I know we haven't seen the other boards yet to know for sure if this would be a win streak, but it feels like a strong board just looking at it, right?
Yeah, I feel this board really hard to beat. When you have every unit upgraded and you're 50 gold level 6 already, so you don't even have to spend gold to upgrade. They just all came to you naturally. You're just like, alright, I'm sitting pretty, I'm excited to see how this game's go, just play it out. Like, you don't have to do as much, and you can just like kind of relax and prepare. You take this time to set up mentally, okay, what is my level 7? What is my level 8? What am I going to go for? Like, everything that I need, you can like just have your game plan all set out. You can take that time because you're not having to roll deep, find a unit, try and stabilize. Like, you're just chilling for like all of stage 3, and it always feels nice.
Look at Coco's spot here. Belveth, 3 Slayer in, 3 Noxus in, have Mbessa. Like, obviously this is the Evolve and Overcome, hopefully Baron angle, but having a Belveth on 6 just feels so good.
Yeah, we've definitely seen Belveth show up a lot on this patch. I think Belveth is performing really well. The Evolve and Overcome is really interesting, considering we got rid of our other Void units. I know they had like a Kog'Maw 2 earlier, so it's interesting to kind of like get out of those units and not, it doesn't look like we're playing for a 10 Void. I think they're definitely looking for either a Belveth or Kaisa. With these items, it probably is sticking with this Belveth. We have the Slayer units to go for it. This is a line I'm not as familiar with, that I haven't played yet, but I've seen it do really well in my games and perform.
So I've played a lot of Void Flex before, and really it's just like, if you feel like you don't have the econ to hit level 10 to actually field all the Void units to unlock Baron, then you would go Void Flex, which is really just like Juggernauts, I guess. You just play a bunch of Juggernauts.
Yeah.
And you can put Ziggs in.
Yeah, it's one of those you end up seeing like 4 Void. You get, especially another change that happened this patch. Your first Void mutation is always offensive, and your second's always defensive.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's a change, so it's like, okay, you can play the 2 Void, you get your like augment on either your Kaisa or your Belveth, and then if you're able to go into 4 Void, okay, you've also got your augment at 4 Void for Rift Herald. With the Rift Herald being, you know, you need 8 fights in, that's kind of around when you hit the 4 Voids fight, that's when you put you can actually play the like defensive module there on it. So it like all kind of works out with the timing and tempo. Kaisa is now level 7 unlock instead of 8, so like all of these pieces all come together around the same time for that 4 Void. So it's really interesting to see the change in like how this comp plays out. And as we can see on the other side, speaking of, Coco hit Rift Herald this turn, 4 Void. You've got your defensive module on it, much stronger front line going forward, and you can play around this unit. So this is like when that comp starts to like spike a bit.
So here's the thing about Coco's spot too, because Coco took Titanic, which is, you know, more HP, like another like 2 or 3 lives. So Coco still could be going for that level 10 Baron. Even though we saw Coco sell the Void units earlier, you could just find a copy along the way, right?
Like you can find that Kog'Maw later.
You want a Cog 1 and like a Cho 1 maybe and a Rek'Sai just because they're harder to find later, but like you don't need them upgraded on your board. You just kind of need one.
This Jarvan has so much HP. It's been being fed this cooking pot HP this whole time. Like that is potential Mantine.
It's no longer potential man. That's just man. Okay, let's be clear. The potential has been realized and fulfilled. That is no longer potential man.
This is where you also, I love doing, you hit 2 Jarvan, you have that extra Jarvan and Chop, you win this fight, you buy him, you get Team Mascot on the bench. It's like your extra Jarvan to just like push you along. It's always fun. I always joke about in my games needing that Mascot there when you hit it. Yeah, we'll see unfortunately, the rest of the board, not a whole lot of upgrades. This Vayne 1 putting in a lot of work, though. We have our best items. This Jarvan's not going to die anytime soon. And this is one where on the other side, as Catgirl was playing the Demacia reroll and having all these Jarvans on bench because
so
Mudkip hit all of our Jarvans. So it's like, oh, how am I going to
That's
hit this
potential,
unit
man.
now?
Oh, that is actually so sad. Misto here, LeBlanc.
Oh, and then they hit Jarvan 3 this turn. I guess they did. I saw they had 6 on bench. Wasn't sure if they had one on their board or not. They must have bought it right after. Crazy, both Jarvan players hitting on the same turn, hitting both of them. So that's where you're like, oh, thank goodness I hit at the same time as them. But like,
I don't know if it's gonna
we
save
don't have-
Catgirl, to be honest.
yeah, we're at that 26 HP, and a lot of times with reroll comps, you kind of win it. Like, you want to win through stage 3. You want to hit your comp, and that's when you're strong. That you can do some damage to the rest of the lobby before other players hit. Unfortunately, you're hitting as now 4-1, 4-2. Everyone else is going to get stronger. They're all going to level. So, like, you kind of miss your window a bit. And it's like,
Yeah, we just hit level
am I
6,
strong enough to
right?
go through?
And
hitting
on 4-2,
level
that's when
6 on
people are going to
4-1
be
is kinda
level 8.
rough.
You already see Hint going to 8 now on 4-1, like some early level 8s already, which,
Yeah.
it's really rough. Even if you have those, upgraded 3-star 1 cost, it's like,
Yep.
it's not.
And it's crazy how
enough.
long it took them all to hit, because here we saw Unicycle this turn too, that we haven't seen much of, is playing the Ruined King Viego. Also hit the Viego 3 this turn as well, so it's like everyone hit their 3-star 1 cost kind of late this lobby, feels like, which is weird when everyone's also playing it. Like, you normally expect to hit above tempo.
I love Viego Hero Augment, by the way. Just like side note, like I'm so happy whenever anyone plays this Hero Augment. I don't even know why. Maybe it's because Shadow Isles wasn't that good for a long time.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's fun
Shadow
seeing
Isles
it.
is one of like my favorite traits, just because it's kind of, you don't see it every game. You need the perfect hit. Coming into this final augment, we see a gold augment, no prismatics, like a more a much lower cap lobby compared to the ones we've seen before, prismatics, in traits, augments, everything. This channel, no encounters, no prismatic augments. It's just like you play your lines, you play your what you're familiar with, you play what you hit, and this is where this is where I feel player skills shines through, is in these type of lobbies. Yes, there's still a lot of luck in what you can hit and what you don't, so not to take that away at all either. You can always high roll, low roll in any of these lobbies too, but it feels more tempered. It's kind of it just feels good as a player a lot of times.
Yeah, for sure. I see a lot of combat augments clicked here, by the way. Miss Toke, though, took a Champ Dupe max build.
Yeah, we're gonna see next turn on this board. This is the ASOL that you are worried about. And then hitting every ASOL player I see in my lobbies, they hit max build every time, and it's like, okay, you're on a timer. They will be hitting ASOL too if you're not able to do the damage to them. Thing is, the board is a little bit weak at this stage, so it's a matter of, can they survive long enough to actually hit that ASOL 2 and stack up?
Yeah.
And a lot of these players are kind of strong, so it's this is where you get a little bit worried, even though you've hit it here. But it's okay, how much can I survive? How much can I stack this ASOL before it's not enough?
It's really surprising that we're seeing such strong boards here, by the way, just considering this was a 0 encounter game and it is gold, silver, gold. But these boards are honestly so strong already. But yeah, max build is a really fun augment with the unlockables, because it's you unlock a champion and you immediately get them in your next shop, and then you take max build and you get 2 champ dupes. So it's you're basically, if you can make it to stage 6, you're guaranteed that 2-star 5 cost.
Yeah, and that's where you're hoping here, where with Mistoke sitting on these 12 free rerolls, that you're okay, if you can hit one ASOL in one of these shops, you're level 8, it's not unheard of. Just hitting one extra one, not that crazy, and then you can dupe it. I don't think you're looking to play for the second duplicator on stage 6. I think they'd probably die before making a stage 6 without an ASOL 2, but it's if you can hit one in one of these shops very, very soon, ASOL 2 gets, I think, triple the amount of stacks as an Acel 1. So it's like you hit that early, like you are playing for like those meteors to come down and rain terror on the lobby.
Yeah, for sure. So just a note, by the way, about our bottom two players at the moment, Catgirl and Hypo. Both basically, I guess Catgirl's more on 2 lives and Hypo is on maybe 4, probably 3 lives. They're in second and third place respectively at 22 and 21 points, and if they take an 8th here, that is going to be super rough for them and also enable the lower placing players within this final lobby to actually have a chance at that top 4. So that would shake up the standings quite a bit, because there is like a huge point difference between like the higher placements and the lower placements in this lobby, and the points do carry over from previous games. So just interesting to note as we're getting, you know, into late game here, what order players are eliminated, because the standings are definitely interesting, right?
Yeah, it was a great call out, because it's like I said, where like every fight comes into matter now. We see this turn Matt Green also hit the Echo 3, which is kind of crazy too, because we knew the 2 items from the very start that they had, and never able to hit like the BT or stuff. Having to slam like a QSS feels bad because you already have the Titans, but you're like, I need to win every fight that I can right now. This lobby is about to be really strong, so you sometimes have to settle for like not ideal items at this point. Because like that might have been the difference maker here. That might have been enough attack speed to actually win this fight here with how close it is, and to be able to knock out your competition with how close everyone is. Like that is a huge fight. That might have been a QSS diff just for the extra stats.
Yeah, that was honestly so close. This Echo unit is still pretty strong. Wit's End also. With Lunara,
oh, that
too,
is
that's huge.
a huge pickup here from Hypo being able to hit that Lunara too. They have the Wukong 2 already. We can see they have, like, this is what's considered Lunara's best items. We talked a bit earlier about she being one of the few users that can actually use Titans as a backliner and get like these insane stacks. Like we'll see this fight, how quickly she can actually stack it up compared to like another unit.
This might be Catgirl Faye going out in 8th. Unfortunately, 6 HP, 1 life here, and I'm not sure, even with that Galio, if it's going to be enough with that Lunara too.
Yeah, because we see this Lunara, as mentioned, hit the Titan stacks around like 12 seconds and just able to then power through this. That has to feel really bad as Catgirl. You fight 2 players in rotation. You fight the turn that they hit Echo 3, and then you fight the turn that they hit the Lunara 2.
Oh,
it's just like, oh, if I would have fought like them both a turn before, maybe you win those fights. She's looking really strong. I loved seeing the Crown Guard slam on Jarvan. Because like I said, he uses the stats from that really well, and I think not a lot of people put a lot of value in Crown Guards. I love seeing that slam. It's unfortunate like it doesn't actually end up paying off there. So we have our first elimination here in the final lobby. We'll see how the rest go here.
Yeah, and the order of the rest actually matter a lot to determine Catgirl Faye's fate. Because 21 points, an 8th chippy plus 1 point, right, for 22. So, and currently, Mudkip Enjoyer is our player with the lowest number of points at 18, so that's already 4 difference.
We finally hit our Vayne 2 here. That's one of those where it's like it took so long to hit. I want to call it here. I also like we saw that they had the Defender slam early, and Defender is like a little bit awkward because Demacia already plays too.
Yeah, 2 Defender.
I like the Tekken of playing the Nico that we, instead of like your standard, we normally see Swain in that spot.
Swain, yeah.
Now we still get the Arcanist, but now we get 4 Defender. This Garen will be stronger from more stats from Defender. This Jarvan we've been beating the other time has a bunch of HP. But I want to call it, looking on the other side, I Mistoke. We see the Acel too, using that duplicator. Oh my
gosh.
All it takes is finding 1 Acel in shop, and now you have Acel 2. And that thing is going to stack so much Stardust. And Mistoke may be able to cap out this lobby because of that.
Yeah, as we know, TFT Academy has Acel comp as the only S-rated comp at the moment.
Yeah.
So
It'll be interesting to watch as the game goes on how much that stacks up, because like I said, it gains like triple the amount of stacks. Just to keep track with at the beginning of stage 5, we have 188 stacks on that. We'll see if they're able to like get meteors by the end of the stage, how fast it climbs. So it'll be interesting to check back in it in a few fights. But crazy amount of value. Looking over here at Unicycle, doing really well, hitting the thresh now on this Ruined King Viego. A lot of stats here from Souls. We have the 4 Warden. We would like to see, hopefully they can go 8 soon, get Vanquisher for the Callista. But being 5 street, very strong. But now they come up into this Acel, and I don't think they're getting through to that unit time soon.
oh, that Viego just got completely obliterated. I'm not sure this Callisto one is going to be enough against Acel, unfortunately. Unicycle taking a loss here. I'm really curious to see Coco's board. I want to check in a bit on our Void player. Are we close to Baron? Are we going for Baron? Are we playing Void Flex? What's going on here?
That's also before we cut real quick. That was Mudkip, very close, being down to 1 life. But yeah, looking over here on Coco, hitting that Darkened Bow on the Belveth as well gives a bunch more sustain to it as well. We also have actually Darkened 2 because that gives enough sustain to unlock the Aatrox. So it's like, this is one where it's like, in a tournament setting, like I said, every HP matters. Being able to hit Darken 2 there, if they keep this Aatrox in, looks like we're taking out, but that might be enough to like regain enough HP every fight to like maybe make a difference in a round. So we'll see if they're able to level up at some point to put that unit back in.
This is definitely such an interesting board to me because we're playing 3 items on Belveth, but I believe I don't see Slayer activated. And then we have AD Kaisa going on. And we spent all of our gold to level, but that's gonna mean that we're not getting 10, and we still didn't strengthen enough to win. So I'm a little concerned for Coco Spot, but I think that this lobby is honestly super close across the board in general, other than Unicycled with 67 HP, right? Like, it's kind of anyone's game at the moment.
Yeah, we see Mudkip going out now in 7-2.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
I feel like everyone has, like, we talked about how it's like, temporary expectations. These boards may not be as strong. Gold, silver, gold, no encounter. Turns out these boards kind of strong.
Pretty strong.
You never know what to expect coming into like any game of TFT, which is the joy of it and the excitement.
It is very exciting, especially, from the caster's desk. We get to see some pretty fun things as we look at everyone's board through the progression of the game. So we're spoiled here.
Agreed. And it's crazy to me to see Unicycled still at the 67 HP playing the Ruined King Viego. I feel like that comp normally has like some gaps in it where like it's kind of strength. It kind of goes up and down as like you unlock the different Shadow Isles champions. But being able to stay like that healthy throughout the entire time, where it's like, okay, you're like playing for a tournament, you're playing for placements where it's like you have so much HP where like you need that HP to survive, like if somebody ends up playing like this Acel or to go through. So it's like very well done to be able to manage that HP to be like, okay, well, you can probably guarantee a second. You may not be able to beat Acel, but you performed well early to like be able to earn that second place here. I'm curious if we check this Acel, the number of stacks. It's just deleting boards now, how close we are to the meteor. Let's see, we're at 399, and we're gaining about 100 stacks per fight, which is kind of crazy.
It's pretty crazy. And the Viego board, I know you're saying it has like its ups and downs. It's really interesting you say that because I feel like Viego Hero Augment specifically, even if you have Edge of Night, it's still like hit or miss, because if he just dies, then he just dies and then you lose. But then if he stays alive, like it's so dependent on your positioning, because he'll just completely destroy the like opponent's board, right? Like Viego Hero Augment is basically like supercharged carry.
Agreed. I think that unit and the and like current Diana, after some of the changes where it's like it's an Edge of Night check a lot of times. Can you survive like a cast, especially something like an Acel? Can you survive a meteor and then maybe jump on it, or you just get blown up before that?
And then like as you build your board, because it's not just Viego at that point, you also have your other Shadow Isles, and then you add in your 5 cost later, and it actually ends up being like a pretty high cap board in my opinion, because it's like infinitely scaling with all the souls it collects, whether you're winning or losing. But
we're seeing all of these close fights again as everyone is down to 1 HP. Matt Green being knocked out by Coco. As we lose yet another player with the Echo reroll. It looked like a very strong board, but we just weren't able to hit like that third item. Weren't able to hit like some of the spikes, hit a little slow, which feels kind of bad, but it's like you get to that point, you have the really strong board, but it's like so does everyone else. And it's like, who do I match up well against? Who do I position for correctly? Sometimes it's matchmaking, sometimes it's just pure strength, and it's like a lot of strength. This Lunar here going crazy with Darken's Bow. We've seen Darken's Bow fall off a little bit after some of the nerfs, but like Lunar is still such a fantastic user. You get the laser come through and the bow proc from it, so like you're hitting a bunch of units. You have that attack speed to go crazy. So like has the strength. But I still think everyone's just like praying, don't let me fight Acel.
Again, it's like when you're up against Noxus 10, but maybe a little bit less oppressive. It's like, matchmaking, please spare me from fighting the most strongest player in the lobby.
Yeah, at least
just
Acel
real quick, sorry. So Matt Green is currently in 4th with 3 points. 22 points total, tied with Catgirl Faye, who went out in 8th this round. So we're gonna have to see how these placements go, because I think we're gonna see them shift quite a bit.
Yeah, this is one of those where your hint where like, oh, I got the Acel, because it's like every one of these positions mattered. Like this could be the difference between you yourself getting a 4th, a 2nd, a 3rd, not placing, not getting. It's like how close all of these are. But like we said, compared to Nox, it's like this hint had potential of like winning that if the set casts onto the Acel. Like maybe there's a chance, like at least like Acel, you always feel like there's a small hope. Maybe you can get onto it with a set. Maybe like if you're playing a Diana, maybe you can pick it off, assassinate. Like there's at least a chance. Noxus, you're like, well, all right, I'm just praying not to fight. Acel, you're like, please something come through.
Unicycle rolling down here, unfortunately, on a 3-loss streak. Looks like the board falling off quite a bit against some of these other boards.
Yeah, unable to ever hit that that Callista 2 is huge, like for our damage. And like not being able to hit a Thresh 2 at some point. Thresh 2 is a little like harder, of course, but like Thresh 2 is like one of the highest win rate champs by far. Just one, a survivor bias, but also like such a great unit. But also, every time we like,
don't want this Ashen.
We're cursing these Acel. Everyone we watch fights the Acel player. I think they're just fighting the ghost actually, so it's like kind of expected. I think we see a double kill here. Acel winning the lobby, coming through.
Actually, Mistoke, oh my gosh.
Mistoke putting on a master show today. First, second, first. It looks like, unless this actually the Unicycle didn't end up dying here.
Yeah, Unicycle's on 1 HP. I was gonna say like we're still alive.
I thought they died that turn, but no, they've got one more chance. They hit the Callista too, but I don't think it's enough. I'm curious how many stacks we ended up on both the Shadow Isles and on the Acel. Kind of like the stack fight between the two.
So
Diego giving 64% to the whole team, but Acel, I think, is just gonna one-shot everything.
Well, no matter how this game ends, Mistoke is still in 1st.
Yes, Mistoke only needed, I think, a 3rd to end up winning for sure. Ending with, we're gonna hit 600 stacks from this fight. Like I said, we hit 100 every single round, hitting Acel too, getting all the stacks. It's not even close. But masterclass today.
What a sweep
from Mistoke.
Actually, well a masterclass. That was so impressive to watch. And I mean, with that, we already knew that Mistoke was at the top of the lobby going into this final game, and now we know for sure that she's gonna be taking 1st. And that $50 home from our grand prize. So yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll pull up standings here shortly. But I feel like there's a lot of like players that did really well. I want to call it Unicycled for in those last two. One, getting the Noxus in the game that we saw, but like being one of those that was like on the verge of like they needed a 1st to even make it into the final lobby, and being able to pull it out with Noxus, and then coming into this lobby again, playing the Shadow Isles that like. Some players have experience, some don't. It's one of those very niche comps to be able to play. And then pulling out a 2nd in this one to actually pull through like these comps when you're way far behind in points, like every single edge. We'll see what they end up finishing, but I'm pretty sure they placed themselves into the top 4 with those last 2 games.
Yeah, I believe so. We're definitely going to have to see the standings in a little bit here, but if I remember correctly, Unicycled actually came in to this final lobby not super high ranked. Oh, here we go. We're in third with 26 points. That is incredible.
And as we call out from Mistoke here, Masterclass, first, second, first, almost perfect game. Like 1 point short. So like they run away with it, fantastic. But then we look at the rest. This lobby, like our final lobby in points was so close. We see 27, 26, 25, 24. And that's one of those where like it feels bad, like for Hint just missing out. It's like, oh, you fought Acel a turn too soon. If you fight Acel the turn after, it's like, oh, maybe you're second. It's like every one of these where it's like every single battle is so close. And like
actually though,
some of these high roll boards where it's just like, what can I do to like come out and eke out every single little point where it matters? So it's like really interesting to see those. Mistoke carried away, but how close every fight comes down to, and how close HP was in that lobby.
Absolutely. And like you said, just looking at these point differences, literally like 1 point each, you know, we had these players going into this final lobby like tied at like 18, 19, 20 points, basically like 1 point after each other. And it really depended on the exact way they got knocked out, right? And looking at Mistoke there, 5 points above second. Like honestly, that is a sweep if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very well done by Mistoke today. What a showing. But also just like we said, shout out to everyone that played today. Greatly, a lot of people come in. We see a lot of regulars in these tournaments, but we also saw a lot of new players today that we haven't seen. Like, I feel like I recognize about half the names in our final lobby, and half are like brand new to me as somebody that's like played in a bunch of these and cast a bunch. Like, it's really awesome to see like the community grow, see new players, everyone perform well. It's always a blast for everyone involved, both playing and behind the scenes, and it's just really cool to see. And exciting games today. We saw, I think, a different comp win every lobby. So like it's been really exciting. A lot of interesting boards, a lot of adaptive play from a lot of players. Fantastic showing. I believe great tournament.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello, Misto.
How are you
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What I just want to call out, like we mentioned already, Masterclass, first, second, first. Very well done. I'll give you the first. You have any like initial thoughts on how your game went? How are you feeling?
I feel really good about that. Like, I don't think I've ever came first in a solo tourney. I play a lot of double ups, so I do a lot of double up tourneys, but I don't think I've ever came first in a solo tourney, so it feels pretty nice.
Yeah, and honestly, we were having so much fun watching your boards the past 2 games because you were in both of our lobbies, I think. And it's just so impressive. I feel like you really showed us, especially because this last lobby was no encounter, right? So we felt like we were going to go into this and not see a lot of high cap boards, but we were proven wrong.
I like had no direction, so I was just like, I think in order, I was just gonna play for top 4, but then my spot was just so bad. So I think I was like, I think I have to play for Acel to even top 4, and then hopefully I can just win. I did, so it worked out. Took lots of econ augments.
Yeah, that was.
I remember. Oh, sorry, go on.
That was a great call because I was thinking the same thing watching your board where I was like, oh, thankfully Mistoke has all these extra points and it's like, okay, maybe you can salvage like a few places. I didn't feel like you had that best board in the mid lane. And I love the recognition to be like, okay, maybe I can play for Targon if I hit these units and then I can tech in the Acel and go for it. And then hitting that max, the max build to be able to get that duplicator. You had all the extra rerolls stacked up. From trade sector that it's like, oh, if I can just hit one more Acel, I can dupe it, and then like you actually have potential to win out that lobby, and like it played out that way. So it's like great recognition of your spot of how to turn like a board that looks like when you're playing like I'm like hopefully not 8th, to be able to turn that around doing it first is like a huge player skill and like recognition that I want to commend. So congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was your perspective going into that game? Because I know you were saying that you didn't really have any direction at first, but I remember, I think it was your board we were seeing where you had LeBlanc early on, right? And we were like, what if we see like Scion, LeBlanc reroll or something like that?
I was thinking like volley list, but like I didn't hit enough belts. So and I don't know. I like streaking into volley lists better, so you can go straight to 9 and like play around Rise maybe. But I wasn't streaking hard enough, and then I saw a couple of Leonas, and I was like, I can just pivot into this.
Yeah,
That's a
it
great
worked
call out
out.
because yeah, without those belts, Bullet Bear very difficult to unlock. I went back to check your games too because we saw your last two, but I would call it all 4 games you played completely different comps, which is also just like another going first, second, first, not repeating comps, playing a lot of like variations of stuff. Like I feel like for people that are very interested, just like a masterclass showing, like very well done. I'm curious, like how much have you played and like how familiar are with like to be able to play all these different comps in a tournament setting and that pressure's there is like a different skill that like not everyone like fully comprehends like going in. So it's like what like you feel your experience is coming into the game, being capable to play like I'll play whatever the game gives me and be able to go around that.
Playing a lot this set because I find it really fun. Obviously, I think this set is awesome. So I've been playing a ton. I play lots and lots of double up, but also lots of solo queue. So I don't know, lots of games, I guess, and quite a few games just on this patch. Like I've been really enjoying this patch. And I think Ace Hole is like a huge bait a lot of the time, so I wasn't gonna play it. But
Really?
yeah, so I really like. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna be in this tourney. I just woke up and I saw there was a spot, and I just joined last minute.
I'm glad you joined us. It was really fun to watch.
Thank you.
Definitely paid off. And speaking of paid off, we had generous donation. Like you're walking home with $50 from this. Any like plans for it already? Go buy like your favorite little legends coming out, or you've got other plans for that?
I really like the Gwen Chibi that I have right now, so I'm probably just gonna save it and use it on something else. We'll see.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I want to give you a chance for shout outs. You have anything like you want to say before we end up wrapping up soon?
No, just thank you for putting on the tournament and for casting. You guys did a great job, and it's always awesome to participate in these. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining, especially last second.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah, that concludes our tournament for today, Lunar Rush. It's been awesome casting with you, Cora. This is our first time casting together, I believe.
Likewise.
Yeah. So I think there is a command if you're in chat, if you'd like to join the Discord server and participate in the next tournament. You can type !Discord in the chat to do that. So feel free to come join us if you think you have what it takes to, land a first in our next tournament. I believe the next one is going to be in February. So
yeah, great call for anyone there that saw what happened today. Mistook mentioning joining last second because in the Discord saw the pings, went, hey, there's an opening. That could be you. Anyone that wants to come join that's a part of this community. Guardian Angel League has been around since Set 2. Fantastic org, being able to like provide that space for women, non-binary, or like our marginalized genders, being able to like provide a safe spot. It's a fantastic community. Everyone has a blast. And just like to be able to give a tournament experience to some of the other players that like may feel intimidated in like some of these other settings, to just come in and have a blast.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for us today. Once again, my name is Leah. It's been an honor to cast for you guys, and I'm here with
and Cora to wrap it all up. But yeah, hope everyone has a great day as storms come in, weather, just everything going on. Hope everyone's staying safe. Glad to have everyone here enjoying, playing, watching, behind the scenes. Laura, Catherine, our casters from before, Domino, and I apologize, I am blanking. And Bisu. Apologize. But yes, everyone behind the scenes, just everyone putting in work. Have a great showing. And just best wishes to everyone out throughout the rest of the day, and good luck on everyone's climb.
Yeah, good luck, guys.